And we are now live on the Automotive Edge Radio Show Facebook page, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So thanks for joining us this morning. Wrong glasses on. No wonder. Getting ready to go on radio right now.
Are you ready for the show? I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you all for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
We are live and kicking with the music going on the radio. Share now. Doing that. We're good there.
Life is a highway. Every Saturday morning here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, body shop, we are here to help. And the buying season is on fire. You wouldn't know anything about tariffs when you look at the numbers that's going on in the auto industry. And we're going to peel back that onion a little bit on what's going on in the beautiful month of May. What a gorgeous, gorgeous weekend we have for all the moms out there. Happy, happy, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We pray blessings and ask for happiness for your weekend. We do Mother's Day weekend at our house, kind of like a birthday week for Melinda.
Well,
she deserves it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So be sure, kiddos, take care of mom. It's not dad's responsibility. You know, my kids are like, hey, what are we doing for Mother's Day? She's not my mother.
I've already warned Barbary Ann, Purple Haze. I said, you're not my mother. Yeah. So you might want to give your girls a call and let them know that I'm your mother.
What will y'all be doing for me?
Yeah, exactly. No.
Yeah. So anyway, we hope that all of you honor your mom today. And expecting moms, God bless all of you. Hope you have a great weekend. Good morning, Carol Sanders. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. A lot going on right now. A lot of people are contacting me about pre-owned cars, concerned about tariffs. The SARS number is through the roof, which is the sales annual adjusted rate, a meter of forecasting what the year looks like in the auto industry, and so far it looks absolutely fantastic. Used cars are on the rise, and I'm getting a lot of calls from not just moms and dad looking for graduation gifts, but moms and dads, and people look for pre-owned cars. A buddy of mine just picked up his new BMW pre-owned. I had another one pick up a new pickup truck yesterday. I had 9 people pick up vehicles yesterday.
That's pretty sweet.
All but one were pre-owned. And the one that told me that he would never drive a Mazda is now the proud owner of a CX-90.
Well, you talk about those Mazdas quite a bit, and I know that they have really, really stepped it up. Not that they were bad in the first place, but they've really stepped it up and in the genre of the high-end stuff.
Well, when you go back to the history of Mazda and you look at their B2000, it was the same motor and transmission was in the Ford Ranger.
There you go.
And there's a reason why Toyota bought a chunk of Mazda, because of their technology. And remember what Mazda was famous for years back?
Forgot.
The rotary engine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what they brought that in. And didn't Toyota jump on that?
Well, they ran the rotary engine on their own, and then they came out with, you remember the Mazda motorcycle?
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Hercules Wankel.
Hercules.
And so they had this rotary engine in the Wankel, and boom, boom, boom. Everybody, that Mazda technology. But now, Mazda, when you look at their dealerships, they're building these incredible dealerships that are just off the hook. And the reason being is Mazda wants to be known as that step up.
Pristine vehicle.
They've gone to a different level
definitely.
with the quality, appearance, technology, and the luxury touches inside their vehicles.
So how many people, because we've talked about this quite a bit over the last, forever, when people you mentioned to go check out a Mazda, Mazda, whatever, and then they go and they drive off in one. How many times that's happened?
I couldn't tell you.
There's been a bunch, hasn't it?
It has been a bunch.
Once they get in that sucker, they go like, this is a wow factor right here.
Yeah, there's a guy in our Bible study, Jim, and he's telling me what his daughter is looking for. And I went, go see my buddy Tommy Melton up at Eldorado Mazda and drive the CX-5.
Right.
Okay. They get up there and he goes, my gosh. And so when they were pulling out the exact one that she wanted, happened to be on a transport pulling on the lot. And I called Tommy, goes, how odd is that? I said, buddy, it was meant to be. So they went back up the next day, they let them PDI and make it ready and get it cleaned up. And she's driving.
Was that a sedan or
it's SUV?
Small SUV?
Yeah, all they have now in the sedan is the Mazda 3.
Okay. So
everything else is CX-30, CX-50.
So they're all SUVs from 30? And 30s are smallest SUV?
Yeah, you got the 30, then the 50, then the 5, then the 70, then the 90.
Which is the big boy, huh?
And I got to tell you, Mazda's really, really turned the corner. And so I always put that when people say, well, I'm looking at a RAV4, I'm looking at a CRV, I'm looking at a Tiguan, I'm looking at a Rogue. I throw the Mazda in there. It doesn't hurt to, take time to go drive one.
No, that's what you keep telling everybody anyway, that you need to go test drive these vehicles to see what works for you. And when you don't have something in sight in your mind of what you might consider, and then they go and do that, it's amazing how many people drive off in those Mazdas.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of products out there that are just wow factors because they've never seen them. They've heard from mom and dad and grandma and grandpa or a neighbor or friend, what a piece of junk. I had one in 1942 and it was terrible. I hear all the stories all the time.
Well, a lot of times people also get locked into what they're always wanting, and whether it's a Toyota or a Honda or whatever. They got that locked mind of going, I'm not buying that but a Toyota. I'm not buying that but a Honda. But you really close yourself in when you at least don't go check it out. I mean, really. And how many times we've said that once you say, hey, just go test drive it, go check it out, they drive off in it, man.
Yeah, I had a guy go, I'll never buy another Buick. In 2000, I had a little Sabre, and I went, time out.
2000.
What did you just say?
25 years ago.
25 years ago, and he still hates them. I'm going.
And those Buicks are fantastic vehicles, man.
The only reason you hate that Buick is you probably went out on a date and didn't get a kiss goodnight. You're blaming it on the car. I don't know.
Didn't get lucky.
And so I said, go drive the Buick Enclave. He goes, no way, no how. I said, I'll tell you what. If you don't like the Buick Enclave, you just don't like it. I'm not saying buy it, but if you just don't like it,
I get it.
Me and you going for a big steak dinner. He said, done.
Oh, okay.
He called me up and he goes, now I don't have to take you for a steak dinner, do I? What happened? He goes, that thing's unbelievable. I went,
true.
You know what? Forget, I hear it more so with truck buyers than I do with car buyers. But, the other question is, well, I think that's the car my grandfather drove. No, it's not. It's not. Your grandfather might have had a Buick, but it ain't the one that they're building now.
No way.
And so everybody has these different cliches and mindsets. And I'm like, if y'all want to stick with that, so be it. But you're really cutting your
nose off to
down.
Spite your face to not get a chance to just check it out. What's it going to cost you to check it out?
Go have some fun driving.
Just go and get in it and see what it does. And Kurt always says, don't go around the block. Take that sucker out for 30, 45 minutes. Drive it.
Yeah, we were here with Ralph Paul the other day, and he just kept going around the corner. I said, what are you doing?
Driving another different one.
What are you doing? I said, get this thing on the highway. So he jumped up on the highway, and he was like, wow, this is pretty nice. Driving around, he goes, well, I'm feeling all the bumps and everything. I said, go get your car. We're going to feel these bumps. Get on the highway.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
especially around here.
Yeah. So anyway, we always encourage people to get out of the box. Just
especially when you're going to be spending that kind of money on a brand new vehicle, and you don't want to test. I remember when I was buying guitars back in the day. I mean, I just didn't go after one. I mean, I went and played a bunch of different guitars, basses, and stuff to see what was going to work for me.
Yeah.
And it's no different than anything else you're going to buy. I bet most people when they go buy a mattress set lays on that sucker for 30 minutes to see how it's going to feel.
Well, you know what's funny when you look at people shopping for mattress, they sit on the end of it and bounce.
Yeah,
and push their hands on it. I said, "Is that how you sleep?
He sleeps that
You
set,
sleep sitting up and you
hands on it."
I don't get it. And you watch. We recently bought a mattress, and so we're over with this guy named Steven. He's the best in the world over at Nebraska Furniture. This guy is. He's from Britain,
right?
Great Britain. Coolest guy one of them I've ever talked to. Very knowledgeable, but he's probably the best salesman. One of them I've ever run into. He goes, "Get on it." He goes, "No, get on it." And you see these people, they get on it, especially the guys. They're so uncomfortable because there's people all walking around. They get on it. Remember in the movie Summer Vacation with Chevy Chase?
Oh, they tried those mattresses out?
No. When he goes and looks at the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
And he does a couple of head nods and walks
away.
Oh, yeah,
that he saw it.
That's the same with men, buying the mattress.
Well, I saw it.
And you see the women, they're getting on it. They're laying on their side. They're getting all
experiencing it.
Yeah, and I'm going, guys, get in the vehicle and go take it for a test drive. Not around the block, not up and down the street. Because that's not how you drive.
Or just even on the highway.
And get this, 100% of the people that buy vehicles don't work at the dealership and drive it around the block.
Correct. Exactly.
That's not your driving pattern. That's not your driving route. Get out and have some fun and see what that vehicle will do. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
And we're here. And Kurt's starting to take his layers of clothes off. So by the time we get through with the show, he might be down in his drawers, his skivvies. It's going to be a nice weekend, I'm telling you that. And next week, we're going to be in the 90s. Might be getting close to pool time. Right?
We hope so.
It's time for it, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, we got so much rain this last deal that it's just still.
Did you see Texoma? They're shutting down the Point, which is like the top restaurant in Texoma.
Right.
They're shut down, he said. And the water still they're saying another 4 inches to go, 4 foot to go.
Before they could even get in there and do anything?
They're already opening up the dam and the Red River. Do you know, if you look at it, the thing's red. That red dirt is floating.
Yeah, that's why they call it the Red River.
It is, boy, is it a mess down up there.
Well, my yard is still soaking wet now.
I was watering yesterday.
Really?
Well, I put a bunch more new sod down. I was moving dirt around, and I had to.
And you're not in the hospital today? It seems like every time you're moving dirt, I'm getting a call.
Yeah.
Oh, my back.
Boy, and then last night, my nephew sent me a message. I just dumped off more grass. So at 8 o'clock last night, I'm out there laying more sod. Linda goes, "Where'd you guys?" Well, your nephew threw grass on the side of the house. So
that's funny. Well, when after that last big rain, we have a pond, but my acre of land looked more like the pond than the pond did.
Well, I got to tell you, yesterday after I got done writing the show and doing a bunch of my research and everything, so I'm gonna jump in.
Oh, did you really?
And so I get to the edge of the pool and I think, well, let's just test it.
Toe test.
Oh, I got down the first step. It was okay. Second step, not too bad. Third step, I'm going.
Yeah, well, it gets up there on that waist area. It starts getting a little nippy.
Yeah, because it's a diving pool, and
right.
So I can't imagine at the deep end how cold that is down there.
Well, I won't be the one to tell you what it is or not.
But I can always. It's funny every time when the kids were growing up, I'm going, "Hey, I'll give you $20 to jump in the pool." Those boys were running.
They just jump.
February, they're jumping in. Linda goes, "Why do you do that?" And I went, "Just because."
I remember back when I grew up in Beaumont, Texas, and my dad had a boat. We went a couple times in January to go water skiing, and it was nippy. But of course, down there in the southeast Texas, it never gets like up here. So, yeah, there's It's always
I got
something.
buddies who used to throw on their wetsuits just for grins and giggles and go skiing.
Oh yeah, well yeah, there's a lot of people do that still.
You know, you met Brian McFarland.
Oh yeah,
You know that he was a professional skier for O'Brien.
really?
And, you know, he's a professional drummer, too.
I did not know that
Yeah.
either.
And he
Wow.
goes, man, it didn't matter, you know, spring, winter, summer, fall, they're out there
1
skiing.
minute till
Is
we're
that the
back
color
from break.
orange you're talking
Thank
about?
you.
Oh, you missed it.
Uh,
On that Jeep.
Yeah, it's a pretty orange. I don't.
You know what? I
Oh,
saw
I see it go by, but I missed it again.
I saw an orange Tundra yesterday with black wheels
Nice.
and all the grill and everything blacked out. That thing. I
That
pulled up
orange
next to
pops.
him,
I like it.
and I lowered the window. I said, buddy, that's the best looking Tundra I've ever seen. He goes, I appreciate it. I mean, this thing was beautiful.
Yeah, that
30
orange
seconds till we're
pops
back
with a lot
from
of that black trim and everything
yeah.
on it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
But,
I'd like to have one. I'd just get me an SR5 and then do my thing to it.
There you go.
Boy, that thing was pretty. And I'm by far not an orange guy, but that was and it's kind of an odd looking orange, but it's cool.
Yeah, it does.
And
10
like I said, I
seconds.
don't like black wheels.
But it needs it for that.
Oh boy, it make it
Yeah,
pop. Yeah,
yeah.
chrome would have killed the paint
Right.
job.
Exactly.
I went looked at chrome wheels for my truck and didn't work.
Oh yeah.
I'm
No,
stuck.
not on that truck you got.
Yeah, I wanted chrome,
I mean, you
but
won't.
then I had to change out the grill.
You always want chrome and everything, but
I do.
You know, nowadays there's
I'm
certain
gonna put some chrome on my wife.
on her.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Boski, tell them how they can find us.
Well, you can find us so many ways. If you're not finding us, shame on you. First of all, every Saturday morning from 8 to noon, we're on Talk Radio 1190, which if you're on the radio, you're hearing us there. It's KFXR, an AM station out of Dallas, Fort Worth. You can also download the iHeartMedia app and search it's a free app. And then you search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas, and then you can find us once you dial into that from 8 to noon on Saturday. Then we do our live streams as well. We're on Facebook on the Automotive Edge Radio Show Facebook. That's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Then our sister Facebook page is Shifting Gears. Then we're on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is under Kurt Chase. It's his personal LinkedIn page, KurtChase. Then we have added, not too long ago, added YouTube. Now it's youtube.com/the Automotive Edge Radio Show. So you can do it that way, or you can just go to YouTube and then search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Make sure you add Radio Show in there so you can get the actual place where we're located and tune in there. You can make your comments. You can also call into the show at 214-787-1190. We're here to help with any of your automotive needs, buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, tires, whatever. We'll help you out there, and it's no charge. That's the one thing people, I think, have a hard time understanding and believing, that the help comes at no expense to you except a hug and a prayer and a handshake.
Handshake, hug, and a prayer.
Well, I
Get it
got
right.
I got all three of them in there. I just kind of mixed it up a little bit.
Well, hey, this segment is brought to you by one of our newest sponsors, Crest Volvo, right there at 620 Highway 121. And that's if you're heading east, take the Dallas North Tollway loop around. If you're heading west, you'll take the North Service exit on the tollway, stay on the service lane, and you'll pull up to them. The full lineup, you got your EX30, your EX40, EX90, and your CX40. You take a look. They do have sedans. The S60, which I enjoyed, the S60 and the S90, I enjoyed the heck out of driving.
That's cool.
I'm telling you what, if you haven't driven a Volvo lately, you're missing out. Then you got the S90 plug-in, and then they have the crossover wagon line, which you have your V60 cross country. Then you have the plug-in, and then you have your V90 cross country. Full lineup of cars and SUVs with the people at Crest Volvo in Frisco, right there at Highway 121. Right there, take the tollway exit going either direction. Stay on the service road on the north side and pull in and meet the great folks at Crest Volvo. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And one thing about Volvo is if you got in that, you wouldn't compare the ride, the handling, and everything to anything else. It's its own entity when driving it. We've done that before. Years ago, we did the blind drive test, and nobody figured out anything that they were in, but there was a lot of similarities. And then we took them out and then put them back in the same vehicle, and you still thought it was something different. Well, the Volvo will be totally different than any experience that you
we
had.
have Justin Crane on the line if you guys are wanting to take a call.
So take the drive, Crest Volvo. Go to crestvolvo.com. Joining us on the Automotive Edge hotline, my buddy, the Grand Poobah of Nissan, Justin Crane. Good morning, brother. How are you?
The ride, the handling, and everything to anything else.
Hello, Justin.
With driving it, we've done that before years ago. We did the blind drive.
Justin, you listen to us on the radio?
There's also similarity. And then we put one, we took them out and put it back
That's
in the
you
same
talking
vehicle.
on
And
the
you still thought it was something different.
Justin.
But Volvo will
Okay,
be
go ahead and pull
totally
that.
different than
Unbelievable. All right, let's keep on rolling down the road here. What?
I can call him.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. If we get the phone fixed, we can take a phone call and figure it out. Pre-owned market. A lot of people are looking for pre-owned automobiles.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me?
There you are, brother. How are you today?
Can you hear us?
Hello, Justin. Justin Crane. All right, studio, let's figure this out. I'm not going to keep doing this back and forth. Let's get these phone lines right. 214-787-1190. Pre-owned market, absolutely on fire. A lot of people concerned with the tariffs and going, is that going to affect the whole market? Let me help you. It doesn't affect the whole market. In fact, let's just do this here. Let's go to Justin Crane. There you go.
Okay.
Let's give him a call.
All right.
Right now, the tariffs really haven't done anything to the market. You're hearing a lot of scuttlebutt on the news. Tariffs are doing this. Tariffs are doing that. It is affecting cars coming into the country. When we had the Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, BMW, yes, that's going to be an issue long term. Well, I shouldn't say long term. Down the road a little ways, unless they get this thing fixed and come to an agreement that they can make these things
Justin?
work on the tariffs to get it over. But in the meantime, when you look at your Ford, your Chevy, your Dodge, your Honda, your Toyota, Lexus, Mazdas, there's such a great supply of product right now. It went from 3.2 million to about 2.8, 2.9 million cars available. And then you got Ford, Chevy, and Dodge, and Ford, Chevy, and Dodge is just rocking. I don't think it's going to be the big hiccup that everybody's anticipating, unless you're looking at Porsche,
Hang on just a second, Justin.
BMW, and the rest of those vehicles. It's not going to be a factor with the amount of inventory that's going on. We ready to bring Justin on?
Let's see if we got him here.
Justin, are you there?
Whoa,
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning.
There we are. There we are. How are you, brother?
Well, I'm good. I was listening to the show. I thought it was just going okay, so I thought I'd call.
You saved the day. We sent the star quarterback in and threw the touchdown pass.
So
I'm coming off the bench to help out.
Yeah, we need you, buddy. This guy's sitting next to me. I've got a big pole. I just keep him propped up. So let's talk Burleson Nissan. Right now, you guys have got probably one of the hottest lines because everybody's looking at used cars, and I'm like, hit the brakes. Yeah. You've got products out there that what people are paying for pre-owned cars.
Yeah, a couple of good things right now. Honestly, used car market's really good right now, and if you're looking for a good deal on a used car, they're out there right now. There was an initial scare, just like you were talking about. The prices went up, prices have leveled off. Tariffs are not going to scare the used car market this time. We're going to be okay. But the new car market is very solid right now. We got 0% on a brand new Pathfinder.
Wow.
ever had. Zero. It's 0 for 60, by the way, or 19 for 72 on a brand new Pathfinder. We've never had that.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's great. And if you need, it also has $3,000 cash back, so you can get the 3,000 cash back or the 0, depending on which helps your situation. And then on the Nissan Frontier, just a stellar of a truck. One of the only V6s left in that mid-size truck market. You can get up to $7,500 off, $6,000 rebate, $1,500 discount. Just crushing it on Frontier.
Well, you should be having people out there rushing in that door right now.
I know.
Well, then you've also got the Versa, the Sentra, and the Kicks, and there's a lot of moms and dads that are going out and buying whatever. Then their kids are off to college, and they're calling me going, they're telling me that it needs $3,000, $2,000 in repairs. I'm like, time out. Let's put your kiddos in a brand new car, and you don't have to worry about that, because no matter where they go, they come to Burleson Nissan, they acquire the car, and they can get the work done anywhere.
Yeah. I tell you, if you haven't seen the brand new, all new Kicks in person, it's a spectacular car.
Oh, it is.
The technology they put on it, it's amazing. They added a $750 rebate to it this month, and it is moving like crazy. And then Sentra, who's always done well for us. Sentra's great. There's a tremendous deals on Sentra. You can get you a new Sentra in the low 20s,
1 minute to break,
which is, less than most of the time less than a pre-owned car. Great deals going on. Sentra Kicks, Versa's fantastic, Frontier, Pathfinder, all new Armada. We got them all.
And you got the top selling SUV out there in the Nissan Rogue. It's just
on the road,
it on the market.
Yeah, the Rogue. Nissan's really leaned in. So Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier, those cars are all made here in America, and they have leaned into them really hard. They've increased production. During this tariff situation, they've stepped up with tremendous incentives on them. And we're off to a banging start this month. It's been a great month so far. May's going to be a great month for car buyers.
No doubt about it. The place, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road. See our buddy Justin Crane, managing partner.
Yes, sir.
And enjoy the Burleson Nissan experience. Thanks for boosting our numbers this morning.
Yeah,
we love you, brother.
Appreciate y'all. Come see me.
We will.
All right, see y'all.
I'm going out on the portal.
Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. We'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah, it sounded good. So I guess I'm just going to have to text everybody and say, hey, we'll just call you and not have to work. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Unbelievable.
I don't mind. Whatever calls me anyway.
Yeah, with Jason, I'm going to call him. You can talk to everybody while I'm
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. We're on a break. Sorry, everyone. We're out here just shooting the breeze, trying to solve a couple little issues. But thank you for being a part of our broadcast today here on the Automotive Edge radio show. Here every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. And then we do have a lot of things to talk about each and every Saturday morning.
Great show last week out with the veterans.
Yes,
I got to tell you, when you're around a veteran, these are some of the most peaceful, intelligent, hardworking, and you know what? They know how to use their hands.
Well, first of all, a lot of them, especially in this case, they were Vietnam veterans.
Right.
So I don't think there's anything in your life that you could go through any worse than being in a war in Vietnam. So when they come back, unless they've got some real issues mentally, they take on a real sense of pride and respect for not only the country, but the individuals. and they just have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things, and it's really great. The car show is great. I mean, I was actually kind of surprised at how many vehicles they had out there. I mean, it was awesome, and some of the vehicles that they had out there were pristine, and um, it was a fun time. Little nippy because it wasn't on the show. Car show was fine. They had sun, but the Kurt Meister and myself were a little bit in the shade, and Kurt was a little nippy most of the morning.
A little nipply out there. It was.
I had 2 jackets on.
Yeah,
I came prepared.
Yeah, it was. It was something.
But it was a good show, and we are always happy to do things like that for our veterans.
And I think a lot of people forget. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have what we have.
No, not at all.
You got to hang out with the veterans and listen to their story. You know, when I watch
1 minute till we're back from break.
I love all the war movies, and you know, you see something happen and it breaks down, you got to jump in and fix it and repair it. And I talked to some of these guys. He goes, "Buddy, you learn on the fly." He said, "You get in there and they teach you how to do this, this, and this, but then you learn on the fly that, you know, you got to keep rolling. You got to make things work. You got to use your hands and your mind really quick when you're in a war zone."
Yeah, you know.
And you listen to their stories, you're going, "Wow, y'all are."
Well, they've learned to have quick reactions, you know. Will Sakala says, "Good morning, guys. Going to be a great day." Yes, it is. Appreciate you tuning in.
30 seconds till we're back from break.
Thank you. And Mr. Will Sakala. That'd be a great name for a song. Sikala, Sikala, dance over.
Well, you know, we've been
here,
praying for
Sikala.
Shelly. She had surgery
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wednesday,
Oh, well,
and I was up there at the hospital with Will. He didn't even buy my lunch.
did you buy his?
No.
Well,
He didn't even buy me a burger.
He could be saying the same thing about you.
A good burger. I got to tell you what, that Baylor Scott and Wise Surgical Center
They had a
had
burger.
one of the best hamburgers I've ever
We
eaten.
should do a Bo's Burger Bash right there.
Man. And it's funny. Here's all these doctors and nurses, and everything they have is fried and grilled.
That's
and
what they want to keep you there.
lots of butter.
Well, they're in business to make money. They want to keep you there.
That's right.
We should do a burgers bash right there at that place.
214-787-1190 is the number, or you can contact me at theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Contact Kurt. Excuse me, we change it.
Right.
And leave me your name and number.
Actually, when it comes up, it even has a little pop-up. It says, "Do you have a question?"
It's a message.
Does it go right to you then on that? So
Uh-huh.
yeah. So do you have a message, and then you can click on that and leave your message.
Yeah, get with me. And let's make sure your automotive needs are taken care of before the fact, not after the fact. I'm on all these different neighborly groups, and I'm shocked how many people keep posting,
Crazy crap, huh?
"No, how do I get out of this car deal?"
Oh, okay.
And all of these people are chiming in, and
Okay.
all of them sounded so
well, that's
dumb.
what I was talking about.
I'm going, "You got to be kidding me."
Right.
And I told this lady, I said, "You need to delete every message you've just been given. They are all 100% wrong." And the lady goes, "Well, no. Here's the deal. When you sign that paperwork and you drive over the curb and you've signed over the title or given them the keys of the trade and you've signed all the powers of attorney and everything is done, it is your car." Now, we have places like Grapevine Ford, the home of the Love It or Leave It promise. So if you get it home and you go, "Wait a minute here, I want to change the vehicle," no problem. But just to bring it back and dump it off and go, "Hey, I'm done," that's just not the deal. The state of Texas says once you drive over the curb, if you have not been defrauded, meaning they didn't tell you the car had a reconditioned title or
something that wasn't
you know,
factual about the vehicle.
right, whatever the case may be, there are some things that they have to correct. But just to bring it back and go, "I don't want it," not good. Because here's the thing, the dealers electronically book these cars. It's not like when I was running dealerships and we did contracts in transit where we had to take all the paperwork and get it from the business office, make sure everything was done. We go to the bank, we get the draft, we get the money, then we go by the DMV and register. Everything now is done electronic. And once that vehicle is sold and booked, the sales manager registers that vehicle is sold with the manufacturer. It's called a RDR. So they RDR the car, registered delivery retail, and it goes into the system. It's been sold, so they get another car, and it's done quickly. And so for everybody that's going, oh yeah, let me tell you how you take your car back. This is how it works, and everybody starts bashing everything. Here's the thing: let's get it done the right way the first time. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Contact Kurt, leave your name and number. We won't have that problem. There won't be buyer's remorse.
Yeah, and you can't do it like the lady did with her tire that was not happy and threw it through the window.
Yeah.
You can't just drive it through the glass showroom floor either. That's not going to help you.
Oh, there's one on YouTube now where the guy did. He drove it in one end and out the other.
I don't know if he meant to do that.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he's in the
popo.
Oh,
that's right.
He's
that's
in
right.
the popo.
I did see that he did do that on purpose.
I had a guy one time. He got in the car and the showroom doors were open. He pulled up in the showroom and he started revving the motor. He goes, take the car back. Let me have my paperwork. And he said, no, he goes, I'm going to drive this car right through the other side. I mean, he was in a Mustang. He started lighting it up, leaving his few burnt marks. And he goes,
wow,
I'm not playing. And I looked at the manager and went, get him his paperwork. He goes, I said, get him his paperwork.
Right.
We're calling the police. You're not calling anybody. I said, buddy, turn the car off. I'll get you your paperwork. So you give me your paperwork. Yep. I said, get out of the car. I'll get you your paperwork. He goes, I'll get out when you hand it to me. I said, pull it straight up. I did. I didn't even blink about it. I said, here's your paperwork. I don't have to give you your credit application, but here's your contract and here's your stuff. Get off the property. And he got in his car and drove off. And I told the salesman, I said, you're still getting your commission. We're not going to do this.
Yeah.
And so
you learned to lock the doors to the showroom, didn't you?
Well, no, he'd have driven right through it.
No. Oh, you're talking about I thought he came into the showroom already a little bit.
But you didn't want to lock if he wanted to back
I
out
was
or
talking
go
about
through.
keeping them locked before they could come in.
Yeah. Well, we're moving cars.
I got you. I know how it works.
And so I told him, I said, hey, get that car out the front. He goes, what? If he wants to drive, he's going to drive through the air. We're not going to leave it locked up. And the owner called me. He goes, I appreciate what you did. I said, we're not going to do that.
No.
Now, if it had been a week later, I'd have said, hey, buddy, I'd have said, call the popo. This is going to be a bad deal. And the thing about it is then you got the news media and then everybody says, how bad dealers are. Time out. Know before you go. Get me involved at theautomotiveedge.com. We don't have these problems. I had a lady said she was so nervous. I said, hey, get in this vehicle and take it home.
Yeah.
She took the vehicle home, put it in her garage, and I said, just sit there with it. Enjoy it. And she commented and she goes, I'll do the deal.
There you go.
And everybody's, there's no way she's going to buy it. She's a nervous wreck or he's a nervous wreck. He's got time out.
Well, that's
you're not going through the right process.
Right.
And let me just say, I get it. People get wound up. They get nervous. I had one lady. She told me she was taking medication 3 days before going to the dealership.
I do that every Saturday morning.
And anxiety was kicking in. I went, this is not good.
Well,
so I met her up here. Yeah. And get this, I met her. We're here at Freeman Toyota this morning, and I met her, and it's her retirement. Her company bought her a new vehicle for retirement, and she wanted a certain vehicle, and I was here, and I'm telling you, the whole time that lady's sitting there, she's doing this.
Wow.
And she goes, please don't leave me. And my spirit said, help her out. So I went all the way back to finance with her. And I said, well, ma'am, I can't go back in finance. She goes, don't leave me. And I told the guy, I said, look, I'm going back to F&I. And we sat there. And so, the finance manager went through everything. I said, do me a favor, step out. I said, here, turn your chair around. We had this conversation here. Now let me put it in lay terms to you. And now I don't get to do this all the time, so don't expect this. Let me clarify that. But, she
you can ask him.
I said, how many cars have you bought and taken back? Or she said, I've walked away from 9 car deals.
Wow.
And she goes, and I get like this every time. And I went, see, but all they were thinking about was sell, sell, sell. And if you'll just take time and talk to the customer and listen to what they're saying and take them through this process, a lot of this will go away. You've got to comfort and diffuse up front because of the way people feel about car people.
Well, I think the biggest thing in most people, especially with vehicles over the back in the day, how the cloud has taken over sometimes, people buying vehicles, is that they're fearful of getting taken advantage of.
Yep.
Or losing, that feeling of like, man, you really got taken, didn't you? Nobody wants to hear that. and plus they got money involved, and they maybe have a certain amount of money that they don't want to be overspending or get caught in a situation. And all you got to do is go to theautomotiveedge.com and contact Kurt or leave the message, which what it says there, and you can alleviate all that.
Well, let me tell you, there's some really mean people out there, because I had a neighbor knock on my door, and he goes, "Man, I didn't get the good deal." And he said, "Why?" He goes, "I was talking to so-and-so, and he told me this." And I went and knocked on. I said, "Why did you tell him that?" And he goes, "Just to get him." I said, "But did you realize?" He goes, "I know exactly what I was doing." I said, "Come here." I said, "He lied. He was just busting on your chops." And he said, he bought one for $5,000 cheaper, which was not true. And so be careful when you're going around going, "Hey, did I get a good deal?" And you're asking your neighbor or your brother or your mother, whoever. They don't know.
Yeah,
and let me just tell you, what Bo paid for his car a year ago shouldn't be the same that I'm going to pay for mine a year later. Bo goes and buys a vehicle when times are tough and they've got massive rebates on it. The economy turns around. I don't have the rebate. Yeah, Bo got a better deal, but it's all about the timing of when you're buying that vehicle.
Well, there's two things. First of all, it may not be apples to apples either, even though it might be a particular brand and model. There's always different options that come on different vehicles.
Yeah, so, I bought a new truck for $35,000. Well, I paid $28,000.
Yeah, and what's it got on it? It got any wheels? So that's the one thing. And then number two is what Kurt was just saying, is that time changes. Things go through different scenarios, and you can't always do that. You just got to know that when Kurt helps you, he's going to say, "We've got a good deal here." And if he says that to you, I'm telling you right now,
press hard 3 copies.
You need to do it right there.
214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
So Gary Coker says,
let's call him.
Okay. Does he know you're calling?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do it right now before we come back? Okay. Gary Coker says, "What a great morning to be alive. Have a great purple day to my royal purple brother, Big Wheels Bo Carver, and my best friend, Kurt Chase." Boy, you're a thief.
I tried, brother. Best friends. Lifers.
Yeah. Stole my best friend.
Yep.
And then he says that a friend stopped by for a couple of days. He listens to you two from Las Vegas.
Nice.
How about that? Thank you, Gary, for that.
Yep.
Yeah, we get people tuned in all the time from all over the country, and that's part of the reason why we do our live stream. But a lot of people can even get us from on their iHeartMedia app if they want to. That's all, folks. All right, I'm busy here. I'll let Kurt take over. What happened here? I lost the number. All right, you and that face thing. All right, get it.
There we go.
Let's see if I can get it done.
We're doing this old school. But thanks, everybody. And remember, if you got someone you hear says, "Hey, I'm looking for a car," shoot them to the Automotive Edge website, brand new website.
Which
totally
one?
Redesigned.
Which number?
Sell.
I don't see it.
It's right there.
It says home.
Yeah, today is just going to be an incredible day. I mean, I got to tell you, I don't think it could be any nicer than.
Hey, Jason, we're going to have you on the air here in a minute. Just hang on with me, okay? All right, hang on. What are you doing?
You keep that. Oh, you got yours. All right.
Yeah, don't be hanging up on
All right, don't be.
Hey,
come on, man.
Who's doing the production over here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's Mom when they
Jason, can you hear
COVID,
me?
we had to do
Okay.
parades.
Hang on. We'll be coming. He'll do his.
No, we're going to go ahead and bring him on now.
Well, when we come back on the air.
No, bring him on now.
Well, okay. Come on, talk to us right now. You're on the.
Hey, Jason, I want to hear you. Now you know how Bo feels about you. He doesn't even want to hear you right now.
I know it. He was blocking me.
Hey, yeah. Jason, you did a good job of braiding your wife's hair.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, that wasn't you?
That was not me.
Oh, I thought it was. I asked her if it was.
Well, now he's going to learn how to do it. And he'll post another picture. Way to go, Bo.
There's nothing
Honey, get over here. I'm braiding your hair today.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well,
yeah, I went up to hang out with Jason, and he goes, Guess what I'm doing now?
Oh boy.
So he holds a pen up and he tells me how much his pen costs. I believe it's a German pen, correct, Jason?
Right.
Right. It's German pen.
Yeah, and so he holds his pen up and he goes, I really like this, but this was this much and the regular pen was this much, so I learned how to make it look like that. I was like, only Jason Lying is going to be somewhere and go, you know what? I can make that happen for cheaper.
You need to work on that with Rolex watches.
1 minute till we're back from break.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm telling you what, that boy's mind works totally different. I was laughing the other day. I was sitting there loading all my pictures on the file, and there's Jason riding the Sanford and Son trucker. I remember the ice storm was coming, and we're still up at the dealership, doing the show and playing with remote control cars.
Well, there's nobody like Jason. I can tell you that right now. I mean, what you can do is amazing, and you're always shocking with all the stuff that you build and make. And
well, there's one word that will never be in Jason's vocabulary.
30 seconds till we're back from break.
Bored.
Bored. I
Bored,
can't.
yeah.
He'll never be bored.
Really? Yeah.
Is that what it's based on? Boredom?
It is. No. It's based off of continuous learning.
Yeah. Well, I stopped that about 40 years ago. So if I need anything, it's like you go where. If you don't know, you go to the person who does know. That's what I was always told. So when it's time for me to know something and I need to know it, you're the man I need to go to right there.
There you go.
How you doing this morning? All right, wait till this down, then we'll bring out. We're about to come back on the radio. Got the music playing.
Here we go. 214-787-1190. Joining us on the Automotive Edge hotline, the man, the myth, the legend, the Chevrolet guru, Jason Lying, General Sales Manager, Eldorado Chevrolet McKinney, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. And Jason, there's not a lot of people that can say that, but there's a lot that goes into it. It's not about selling a bunch of cars, which you do. Talk about being 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year.
Yeah, it is about selling cars a little bit, but the other part of it is about making people happy, right? It's about having great, what they call customer satisfaction. And, that's one of the things we strive for here. And it doesn't just go with buying a car. It goes with even shopping for a car. One of the great things, I've said this for years, I'm going to always say it, is we're a no pressure dealership, right? We understand that pressure makes diamonds. It doesn't make happy customers. We understand that people work hard for their dollar and they deserve a place that's safe to shop, right? Yeah, definitely. It's about people. It's about process, right? And it's about the product. We've been, with Chevrolet now I've been with Chevrolet myself now for over a quarter of a century.
Wow.
And
I didn't know you were that old.
And it's been it's a great product that's out there, but a lot of what we do is for the customer. That's really what we want people to understand. We're really part of transparency. We're part of customer service excellence, along with having a little bit of fun and being able to share some information. And that's kind of what we're all about. You can live life 100 different ways. This is the easiest way to live the car business. Have fun, be great with your customers, and there's no problems, right?
Jason Lying, General Sales Manager, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. I've gotten 2 phone calls this week from salespeople at your dealership. Go, Mr. Chase, I saw that you were in here a few months back. Can you tell me about your experience? He goes, did we fall short somewhere? What do we need to do? And I mean, the phone calls, who's ever training the salespeople. In fact, the one guy's new. He's from another state, just moved here. And his phone call was paramount. I mean, it was to the point, very genuine. When can we get you back in? We'd like an opportunity to see where we missed, usually when people aren't. And I'm sitting there going, somebody trained him well to say the right things. He never said, how bad a job did we do? Where did we go wrong? He was finding reasons to get me back in the door. And then I told him who I was. He goes, okay. No. I got to tell you, buddy, you killed it. You did a great job, and I'm going to let Jason Lying know your follow-up.
Jason, did you have him call Kurt?
No, I didn't. And see, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
a lot of people out there might go, hey, no, don't call this guy. I want to know. But we hear perfect training. You hear all these things. It's not training. It's somebody that actually cares.
Yep.
Right. It's somebody that cares about the dealership, cares about the customer, And that's really what we're stemming from is it's all about, hey, there's an old saying that went around, and I'm trying to change it in the car business, and it was called whiff 'em. I'm sure somebody out there's heard of whiff 'em.
With them?
Yep. You know what it is, Kurt?
I do, Bo.
Okay.
I know what a with them ball is.
Go ahead, Jason.
It's what's in it for me, right?
That's right.
And in whiff 'em, it's been around for a long time, and I go, okay, well, that doesn't really have a great connotation. I don't like the what's in it for me. I want to be what's important for me. And that's what we've changed the whole idea with them for here. It's not what's in it for the customer, it's what's important for the customer. And that's where we're changing. That's part of the mindset that we have here at El Dorado.
Yeah, because you wind up selling with blinders. And
right.
When you're with them, it's your blinders are on. It's just sell, 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 sell. And then at the end, they go, okay, well, I'm going to think about it. And if you take them blinders off and really create that relationship, things completely change.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, I think that was kind of way back in the day, was the motto was kind of buy or die kind of thing. And that's what really gave a lot of dealerships a bad name, and maybe the cloud over the years ago about that. But that's certainly changed. And certainly with you guys, I mean, 9 years in a row, that's fantastic. You don't just do that by accident.
Hey, Jason, run through some of the specials that you got going on at the store today.
Man, we've got a lot of great things going on. Silverado, what a great highlight right now. $13,500 off of our 2025 Crew Cab Silverados. And not to mention, there's 0% available right now on Silverados. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you guys, right now the market is what it was pre-COVID.
Wow.
It's what it was pre-COVID.
Sweet.
We've got 5, if you're not necessarily looking for a big truck, you need something just a little bit smaller. I'm a fan. I have owned 5 of these, and I will continue to keep buying them. It's the 2025 Colorados. We're taking $5,000 off of that truck. And then if you're a heavy duty guy, hey, you know what? I got to pull some stuff. We got a deal for you too. We're taking $6,000 off of those. And then the Traverse has been a hit, an absolute hit. I get a bunch of them in, and I sell a bunch of them every month. We've still got a great selection of them, and I'm still taking $1,800 off of that Traverse. So 0% available. You're getting great discounts. Not to mention, we still got EVs. Hey, if you're an EV buyer out there, I'll tell you, we stack them deep. We sell them cheap. There's a lot of great deals going on with the EV. I mean, you're looking at least around $300 a month for an EV vehicle. That's a great program. It's an absolute great program. Hey, try it before you buy it. Lease one for 2 years for $300 a month. It's a great deal. So, and many more things going on. I mean, we've got a bounty of Tahoes and Suburbans.
Well, hey, let's do this. We got to go to break.
Stuff.
It's the top of the hour. I'm going to call you back here in a couple hours and get you back on and run through it again. Will that work?
Absolutely.
Super. We'll be talking to Jason Long, General Sales Manager, 9-time Chevy to the Deer, ElDoradoChevy.com. That's ElDoradoChevy.com. Quick break, top of the hour. We'll be right back.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, sir.
It'll be me calling again, I'm sure. So
okay,
you got my number.
Yeah, I'll call you right at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, bro. Have a good morning.
Right. Bye.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I like this system a lot better, to be honest.
Yep.
I don't know.
We'll do driver's edge next.
It takes the stress off, I can tell you that.
Driver's Edge Auto Repair.
Yes, they are. And what a great company they are. It takes the stress off, I can tell you that. Oh, that's me coming through the phone. You want to hear yourself talk?
No.
You hear me? And what a great company they are. It takes the stress off, I can tell you that.
So I made last night sweet and sour shrimp and homemade dumplings, and I steamed them on my bamboo steamer. You don't like Chinese food?
Who said that?
You did.
Never said that in my life.
Sweet and sour shrimp, and those are reds. You know what reds are?
Red shrimp?
Yeah, they're called Running of the Reds, and they come in twice a year, and I got 1.5 pounds. Made a sweet and sour sauce, steamed dumplings in my new bamboo steamer.
I don't like you anymore.
Made me some duck sauce.
I'm glad Gary's got a new best
friend. And guess
what?
We didn't eat a bite of it.
Really?
No, Melinda goes, oh, I meant to tell you that all the stuff I put in the refrigerator, so we had leftovers, and that'll be tonight. So
well, I'm
the
Gary.
shrimp are marinating.
I'm glad Gary's got a new best friend because I've lost it. You want it? Look how beautiful that. Man, that looks fantastic.
Oh, it was good. And the sweet and sour, it wasn't real sweet. It had a little tang to it. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I like. I don't like any kind of sauce or peppery stuff that overpowers the food.
Have you seen this video?
What's that?
So.
Who's that? Oh boy, that ought to got in some real trouble.
When he goes, you got to marry a woman that cooks, and he goes, women were born to cook, and the guy said, with me, he goes, well, God put milk and eggs in your body.
Why would he do that if he didn't want you to cook? Right?
I was like, buddy.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. Remember back in the day, it was the Gong Show where they had that
Oh, yeah.
hook they'd pull you off the stage.
Oh yeah,
what a great show that was!
I loved it with Chuck Berry.
The Gong Show, man, there was some funny stuff that would come on there, wouldn't it?
Remember, he had the mass comic, or the guy that had
the unknown comic. Yeah,
that was great.
And then I believe it was Cleveland that ended up, they were starting to do that, their football team coming out with the unknown comic bag.
I loved it. And Chuck Berry, when they came out the next Gong Show, it was a flop. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Well,
there's some things that you just got to leave alone.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. And I think a lot of things other than, there's, the guy that produced The Chosen, that guy is phenomenal. Taylor Sheridan is a nutcase that's beyond belief, beyond what he does. But a lot of that type of creativity is gone. There's so much repeat. Like, let's redo The Wizard of Oz and call it what, Witched or something.
Batman 21.
Yeah, all that. Let's redo.
And now all the what do you call it? The comic book series.
Oh yeah,
they're coming up with some weird ones.
Well, the one thing I don't like is that they have these superheroes that are fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the purpose of that? I mean, when I grew up, a superhero was on its own entity. You know, Superman and all the Batman, all these different people, you respected them for being superhuman and heroes.
Yeah.
Now they're fighting each other and going like, what's the purpose of that?
Well, I tell you what, I wasted 2 hours of my life and went and saw that movie with Jack Black and what is it? Where everything's square, you build your own place, and the people are square. And
I haven't seen that. Sounds like a square movie.
If I said it, you'd know it. Where you can get online, you can build your own homes and castles and everything. And anyway, he has a special ball, and he goes into. We took my grandson, and it was the most pathetic thing Jack Black has ever done. I mean, movie, not
right.
Him and what was going on, but they had this lady out of nowhere. Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
And so they had this teacher.
Yeah, Mike Lay said Minecraft. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, that starts talking about her love life with her husband that's not around anymore to one of the students.
Wow.
And next thing you know, she falls in love. She sees this guy from Minecraft. He made it through this magic window when he's on the road, and she starts falling in love and talking about taking him home. I'm like, we just can't leave things alone. And this is for kids.
Yeah, and we got to take it like that for kids, and we have to get to.
I mean, the producer, someone ought to just slap him and go, why are you adding this to the show?
Yeah, we have to get it down and dirty just enough to where it borderlines being.
And it's kids that play Minecraft.
We're back from break.
You're going, why did you have to do that?
It's just the way the world is. I mean, evil's out there, and it's moving at a rapid pace, and we've just got people that. Really,
I mean, if they just pulled that out, the movie would have been fine. But here you got this lady making sexual innuendos in Minecraft.
We've got enough problems with all that anyway, instead of having to do a movie about it for kids.
What a waste of money and time. and Jack Black, some of these guys ought to stand up and go, you know what, pull
30
that
seconds
out.
till we're back from break.
Thank you.
Let's keep it Minecraft.
Yeah, we're not.
And it was actually the way they put it together was pretty cool.
But then they got off track. Huh?
Yeah, with a principal that has wants, to talk about her past and her future sexual relationship. I'm like, wow, terrible.
That's what kids that watching Minecraft need to see, right?
Yeah, they're building empires and cities, but then some lady pops on the screen. No.
Well, that's the way things are nowadays for sure. And it's too bad because it shouldn't be that way. And it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the show? I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
We're going to listen to the whole album. They're coming back.
Well, my granddaughter just went and saw them live in Austin for her birthday.
That's where they had that, the award program down there?
She went there last week and saw Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, okay.
Rascal Flatts, and started naming off these people. I was like, wow. And Brooks and Dunn, the one lead singer, he had to leave the stage. He was in bad. I don't realize he's 70 years old.
Well, they're all 70 years old.
And I didn't know.
They've had hits.
They
40
got their
years.
hair all dyed up, and they show them on stage. I mean, they don't zoom in to show wrinkled or nothing.
How old do you think the Stones are?
Oh, yeah, well, that's a different deal. But I didn't know Brooks and Dunn was that old.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
But anyway, she got to see him, and I went, Rascal Flatts. That's the opening of my show.
Yep, sure is.
Wait, this segment of the show is brought to you by Driver's Edge Auto Repair, 21-year sponsor of the Automotive Edge radio show. They've been with us. Mike Daniels, who started the company, signed up with us 21 years ago, and we can't be more humble that they've stuck with us for 21 years and are continuing to take care of the consumers. Right now, at Driver's AC check and recharge, tire rotation, and digital inspection. And people say, what's a digital inspection? Well, that's where they plug into the OBD2 sensor and they get a readout of how your vehicle's performing for $199. You're going to get that anywhere. Not going to get it. AC check and recharge and tire rotation and a digital check to see what is or is not wrong with your vehicle. You get a printout and going, here's the things, everything checked out fine. Here's some things that you might want to look at today, next month, before the summer, whatever the case may be. They do the service that's needed at the time. If you go to mydriversedge.com, that's mydriversedge.com, and you click on it, which I'm doing right now, and you go to view coupons. And when you get there, these are not upsell coupons that they have. You get up to $80 off Goodyear tires, up to $140 off on Bridgestones, buy three, get one free on the Cumbo tires, and you just keep going down. And let me tell you what, they are in the tire business. You think you got to go to that one big box store to get your tires? Not anymore. Go to Driver's Edge and enjoy the way service ought to be. Affordable and knowledgeable, because you need to know what's going on. A lot of times your car disappears around the corner and it comes back with a laundry list of things, and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize my car was in that bad of shape. I had a car the other day that had 82,000 miles on. They did 100,000 mile service. I'm like, you're kidding me. And you're driving 10,000 miles a year. That's almost 2 years away. And you went ahead and did it, and you spent $1,780. Not at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. Go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com. Over 20 locations here in the DFW area. Let them know you were listening to the Automotive Edge radio show and have them go through your car. Summer's right around the corner. And remember, the most important part of your car, what, Bo?
Is your tires.
Yeah. Got to have good rubber. Rubber needs to meet the road in the right way. And that's one of the things. A lot of times, your dummy lights will come on and tell you what's going on. You'll get a tire pressure monitor, but you won't get it when it says blowout. Get ready for a blowout. get them checked out. And the place, mydriversedge.com. And remember, moms and dads, before you buy that used car, before you buy it, make the appointment at Driver's Edge for the $35. Check it before you buy it. They're going to go headlight to tail light and see what's going on with that car. And they'll give you a printout. And then you tell the seller, here's what needs to be done with the car. So they have an option either to fix it, or you discount that price. You take it back to Driver's Edge. They take care of the vehicle, and then you get the warranty that goes with it. The place, mydriversedge.com.
So Sherry, who is looking to do something with her Jeep, she says it's beautiful, great to have somebody knowledgeable in all things cars, and he is right here.
Let's Bo.
Yeah, and then I've started to coach, or what do you call it, the manager, and then I lead them to the right person. But I'm sort of the middleman, and you can come to me, and I can get all your data and all your information. And I've done that with a lot of people. And then I get with Kurt and go, okay, this is what I've got. This is what they're kind of looking for. They just want to know about their trade. They have an idea of the vehicle, and we're off and running. So, yeah, you can come to me. It's no problem. I'm here for you just as much as Kurt. But I've got to put the starting quarterback in. What is 37 years you've been in the automobile business?
37 years.
And then on radio, 21.
Yeah, 21 years on the radio.
So there's a lot of knowledge there that if you don't utilize that, shame on you. There's no charge. I know that people have a lot of problems with that, going like, there's got to be a hidden something. I know you're going to do all this work for me, and all of a sudden you're going to have your hand out or do something. And that's not the way it works. This is why we're here, to help you. And if it wasn't the case, then we shouldn't even be here. But it's to help you, the consumer, know before you go, know all the things that you need to know and what you're looking for to help you get the best deal at the best time, best rate, all those things for you. And that will happen when you go to the automotiveedge.com and contact Kurt or message him. Or if you know me, you can call me. Or if you know Kurt, you can call him, and we'll take care of it.
Well, the thing is, when you pull up to a dealership and you say, hey, I'm looking at, we're here at Freeman Toyota today on the affordable side of the Metroplex, 183 and 820, just about a block south of the Northeast Mall, what's left of it. And they got a lot of great specials, which we'll be covering here in just a minute. When you get to a dealership, a lot of people, you know what the longest process is getting your car appraised.
That's usually
get it done up front. Get your car appraised up front. And I still don't know why today people are not taking their vehicles to the used car manager and talking to them about it.
If they don't call you and give them a heads up about it.
Yeah, even if you want to do it on your own.
Yeah, if you have a trade, before you even talk to a new car, you should go to the used cars department and go in and talk to that manager and see where you stand with your vehicle to see if it's even worth it. You want to move to the next step.
Well, here's the thing. If you pull up and you're talking to the used car manager and you know everything about the car, it makes it pretty simple. Hey, here's my 2012 Camry. It's got 90,000 miles on it. I've done all the maintenance on it. The car hasn't been wrecked. I've kept it up. Give it a good bath and a vacuum. That's all the vehicle needs. It doesn't need anything else. And then let him appraise the car. While he's doing that, hey, I'm going to go over and get a new car salesman, and I want to drive the new 2025
Test
Camry
drive.
Hybrid.
Right.
And so the guy will go, do you have a trade? Yeah, your used car manager has it already. And then you go through the test drive and everything. All he's got to do is call the used car manager. Hey, what'd you put on Bo's 2012 Camry?
Mm-hmm. What kind of, right.
A lot of times you make it too big of a
deal.
An emphasis on. And by you talking to the used car manager and you giving him the rundown, and he has all the understanding and everything on the product, you just cut down the time. You cut down the stress, and you're talking to the guy that's making the decision anyway. And so I asked a bunch of people, I went to did you talk to the used car manager about your trade? Well, I didn't know I could do that. He's not Oz. He's not. Go in there and talk to the used car manager. He's going to want to know as much as he can about that vehicle. So he has a really good idea what his reconditioning costs are going to be. So the average reconditioning cost on a vehicle is somewhere around $1,400. Okay. What if you could minimize that to 700? Every dollar is back in your pocket. There's some cars I saw reconditioning the other day that was, he told him, well, it's going to cost us about $3,000 to recondition a car. And I went, really? So I went and looked at the car. We went through it from headlight to tail light, and I'm going, I'm really missing something here. So I called another guy up and I says, hey, I've got this 2016 F-150, 62,000 miles. He's like, how many miles? 62, you know, phenomenal miles.
Right, exactly.
I said, it's tired up good. Brakes, you know, I'm going through the vehicle. And I said, what do you think? And he goes, man, I'm in for, and it was $2,800 off the cuff without even looking at the vehicle. And so we got that, and he went through the car. I said, what do you think it's going to cost to recondition this car? And he goes, maybe $1,000. And so that's your money. But by talking to the used car manager, you know, when you talk to the salesperson, and I love salespeople, they're number one. Without good salespeople, the industry doesn't work. But, well, that's just what the used car manager is telling me. Well, if you talk to the used car manager, you know what he's thinking. And then I'd walk back over. Hey, I'm the guy that brought over the car. You know, I was thinking my car was worth more than 12. How did you come up with 10? And then you have that conversation. Well, I'm looking at this, and this. I'm going to have to recondition this. I'm going to have to recondition. And then you have that understanding, because you got to remember, if a car books and you're looking at it and it says $15,000, you're going to have to back that number out, because they're going to have to recondition that automobile to put their name on the back of it, to put it on the lot for sale and minimize to zero liabilities. That's the thing. They don't want to drive that car off and all of a sudden it breaks down or something happens. They have to recondition that car to make sure it is
30 seconds still break.
state approved and road ready. So you can stop a whole lot of your anxiety by talking to the man making the decision on your trade. I don't know why you wouldn't want to talk to him. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase. This is the Automotive Edge Radio Show with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
All right. Well, we're rocking here. Good morning, Charlie Davis, out there in Lubbock, Texas. Appreciate you tuning in.
Ariana. So what is going on where they're calling in where I can't hear them? We can't communicate.
Give me 1 second. Let me take it to a commercial.
Well, he said he couldn't hear us. I don't know. Kind of weird. But anyway, appreciate everybody tuned in today here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show with our Facebook live streaming and our YouTube.
Yeah. So what's going on where we can't bring them up? We can hear them, but we can't get them on air.
No, we can get them on air, and we had him on air, but his side must have just dropped because we brought him up. We could hear him on the fader and on air.
Yeah, but he couldn't hear me. Because he sent me the text. He goes, I can't hear you.
Right. That's what he said. Said he couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not too sure on that part, but he also had the radio in the background, and I don't know if it was just
because we called him direct. We got a system here now.
We did bring him up, pot him up, and we were able to hear him on air.
I did hear the radio.
But he
in the
could.
background.
Yeah, we could hear him, but he couldn't hear us. That's what I'm concerned with. And last week too, we could hear them, but they couldn't hear us.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, we rebooted the phones first thing before the show even started, and we tested them. Jason has called multiple times, and we hear him on our line, and he can hear me as well, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but bringing them up on the show is a separate connection. Bringing them into the studio and hearing them, and then me being able to
communicate with them.
Communicate, yeah, is a different.
Something is missing, but
yeah.
It's challenge. Technology is a challenge. That's for sure. and appreciate everybody being a part of our broadcast today.
We appreciate you anyway, Ariana. You're doing a
Yeah.
great job.
Yeah,
Thank you. I am trying.
I know. We know that. We appreciate that. We get it. So
Everybody's going to walk in the studio and go, wait a minute, we didn't tell her to hit that button.
yeah, it's got to be something simple.
Something simple.
Well, I know that it does supposed to work. We've had it work before in the past. We know that it does work.
Good morning, Charlie Davis, out in the great city of Lubbock. Give Tammy a hug and tell her hello from the Automotive Ed Radio Show. My brother from another mother.
Yes, sir.
Every time I think of Charlie Davis, I think about him and old Mark Blackburn. Boy, they were salt and pepper, peas and carrots.
Yes, they are. Has he called you yet and told you that he is ended up with some extra fish or some stuff that?
No, he need to get me some of them broken boxes. We talked about.
Yeah, the broken boxes.
I met him out the campground. It's so funny. So me and Charlie are sitting out there at the campground, right, just shooting the bull, and great sim. His brother walks up, Jimmy. I went, I didn't even know it was his brother, and he goes,
Oh, wow.
1 minute till we're back from break.
I've seen that guy, and him and Bobby, my younger brother, were buddies. And I went, holy cow, I didn't know that Jimmy was your brother.
That's great.
You know, Davis is kind of a common last name, Davis,
Right.
Smith, Johnson, Jones. And, yeah, it was really cool to see. And I went, well, yeah, I know this guy.
So, Charlie, do we need to drive out there and take a couple of hammers to some of those boxes?
30 seconds till we're back from break.
Art Naismith giving me the big hi.
Hello, Art.
My Royal Purple brother. Well, I got a lot of Royal Purple brothers that like our show.
So is the school even standing anymore?
No. They tore it down like last year.
What do they still have the same color mascot?
Yeah, well, everybody's purple that was there. But they do have
No, that's not what I'm asking. What was your mascot?
It was a lion.
Okay, do they still have purple lions as mascots down there?
Well, the school doesn't exist anymore.
I know, but still.
So what are you trying to say?
No, if they had to build another high school, right?
No, they merged several years ago some high schools, and they didn't keep the Royal Purple name.
Oh, got it. Nice. Okay.
And that's how it rolls.
That's
But they
up.
do have a historical marker there in honor of
With
Big
a purple line on it?
Big Will's Bo Carter.
Okay. All right. Thanks for hanging out here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. It's real simple. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Contact Kurt. Let me help you out. This is the time. The market is on fire. And here's the thing. Don't buy because you're panicking on one word. Don't do it. Tariff. Don't do it.
Well, you heard Jason and Justin talk about how things are better than they've ever been.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not in a lockdown, or we're not. They're saying if you've just tuned in, we had Justin Crane and we had Jason Loing, and they both are talking about how great the deals are. Right. In fact, Jason said it's like was before pre-COVID.
And just think about Jason. Justin Crane is import Nissan,
right?
And Jason Loing is Chevrolet domestic, and they're both telling you the inventory's fine,
right?
And Justin was
and not
talking
only that,
about
the pricing.
Yeah, so if there was such a problem, I don't think they'd be putting zero APR on Pathfinders. But here's the thing: go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Contact Kurt, leave me your name and number. I'll call you right after the show. We'll make sure your automotive needs are taken care of. Just that simple. Doesn't cost you a penny. This segment of the show goes to the great folks over at Crest Cadillac. You know, I've always been a Cadillac fan. I've had a Coupe de Ville, Sedan de Ville. For a short term, I drove an Eldorado, and then I drove the Eldorado Biarritz. I've always been a Cadillac fan. Right now, the deals are happening at Crest Cadillac, one of our newest sponsors, and they've got the products. They have the inventory. You have the Cadillac CT4. You have the Cadillac, which I love the Cadillac V because I definitely have a need for speed, no doubt about it. So they still have the sedans in stock. and you got the Escalade. You have the Lyric, which is their new electric vehicle. And you know what? It's still luxury at its best. When it comes to a Cadillac, head to Crest Cadillac right there at 6280 Highway 121, right there at the tollway. Loop back around there on the north side service road of 121. You don't have to get on the tollway, go past, just make that loop. Or if you're heading west, you'll just exit the tollway, stay on the service road, go underneath the tollway. They're up there on the right-hand side. Mike Brosen is kind of funny. He is the managing partner there. And him and I got to talking and found out that he knows my brother and sister very well.
Oh, how about that?
And I went, well, how cool is that? He looks like a golfer, too. He wears good-looking golfing clothes.
Well,
I got to tell you what.
You do, too.
Yeah, but he got some nice stuff.
Maybe you can borrow it from him.
Yeah. But anyway, when you're buying a Cadillac, you expect a lot, and you're going to get a lot at Crest Cadillac. Enjoy the experience of, you're talking about luxury shopping. It's kind of like walking through North Park Mall. You have all the nice stores and all the people greeting you and ready to spray you with perfume and food samples, and that's the what you should expect, and that's what you get when you go to Crest. Now they don't spray you with cologne or have all the food standing outside. My point is, it's the good concierge service you should expect when you're buying a Cadillac. There's no need to go anywhere else. I know there's a lot of commercials saying, I only buy here, I'm telling you, enjoy the Crest experience, and you'll be buying there. Crest Cadillac, online all the time at CrestCadillacTX.com. That's CrestCadillacTX.com. Or give them a call at 888-585-6836. That's always hard to remember a phone number, so make it real simple. CrestCadillacTX.com. And let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. It's our newest partner. You got Crest Cadillac, Crest Infiniti, and Crest Volvo all side by side. So it's like Christmas shopping in May at CrestCadillacTX.com.
Is it CrestCadillacTX.com?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you didn't say that then.
I did. I said it every time. I said TX.
Not the very last time you said CrestCadillacTX.com.
Okay, let's take a vote. Did everybody hear me say TX?
At the first one, but at the very last one, you didn't say that. And so I've got Crest.
But you're 90 years old and you don't have your hearing aids.
You don't
today.
have to remind everybody that. They already know that. They probably think I'm about 98.
I don't have to keep rubbing it in.
Yeah. So I need to fix all that at some point in time. Maybe.
Good morning, Will Sakala. Give Shelly a big hug. She is in our prayers. We love her, and praying a healing on her that's quick. And that way I can do some good cooking and bring it over and fill her belly.
He's got some shrimp she might like.
That's right. I got some sweet and sour. No, Shelly doesn't do seafood.
Oh, she does?
But Will said that, and guess who she had seafood with?
Melinda.
Melinda got her eating seafood.
Yeah, I figured that.
Anyway, where are we at here? Let's talk about incentives. Right now, the incentives are going through the roof. And this month, the month of May, it hadn't changed in 37 years. Used cars are in their highest demand. Used cars are in their highest demand because of what? Graduation. Happens every year. Remember, even when there was COVID, people were graduating. And it hasn't changed. Moms and dads are fleeing the house and headed to the lots to try to find that perfect used car for the kiddos. And it's a tough deal. It's tough finding the right used cars, knowing that you're putting your kid in it and you want them getting from point A to point B in the safest manner. Or even you say, okay, well, the used car market is on fire right now and great time to trade, but I still have so many people go, I never buy a new vehicle. In fact, Ralph Paul, I think he's bought 2 new vehicles now, and he told me he never buys new. He always buys used. But it's a great time to trade in because the values are up. And here's the thing, even on the pickup trucks, when you heard Jason Long over $13,500 off, you got the Chevys over $12,000 off. You got, the Fords, you got the Dodge Rams, $14,000, $15,000, $16,000 off. And you're going to trade in going, what is that doing to my value? Nothing. Only on pickup trucks. That's where the biggest discounts are, but that's where the biggest resale is because we're the truck capital of the world. Now let's look at cars. I don't know a lot of seniors, and I've said this a bunch of times, is Mom and Dad, can you buy me an SUV? Now, there are some that want the small SUV to help get all their stuff to and from college, hauling it back and forth, but most of them would prefer a car for their, major transportation.
I don't think they're going to feel really excited about asking a big date out and hop in my SUV. They want more of a sedan.
Well, I think in college, some of them kids will be glad to be
if they use their mind right, they'd probably really like to have a big SUV. But like back in the day when people bought those Volkswagen buses.
Yeah, they much rather be riding than hooping it. They don't care.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Back in the day, if you had a car, they didn't care.
No, that's also
if that thing
true.
made noise and backfired, they got it.
It didn't matter. If you had a vehicle, you were rocking.
Yep. So take your time. Used car market is up. I've had some people call and say, hey, I was online last month. In fact, one of my buddies, Brent, called me. He goes, hey, I was looking at this BMW, and it was 44. He goes, I went online 2 weeks later. It's 46.5. And I went, yeah. Another guy called me. He says, hey, I was looking at this Macon, and it was 68. Now it's 71. I went, yeah. So you have, if you think about it, BMW, Porsche, Audi, who am I missing here? Volvo. These cars are not being imported to the United States right now because of the tariffs. They're on boats and still sitting at the factory. What does that do? It creates a supply and demand issue. Same thing when we had the Fauci virus. Used car market started going up because there were no new cars. The lots were emptied, and so the used car market was an additional $4,000 to $5,000 more. Well, that's what's going on with certain makes and models because they can't get the new ones in there. So they're taking the used one, as many as they can that are able to certify, and putting them out there, and they cost more. How long is this going to last? Nobody knows. Nobody has that crystal ball. Hopefully they're going to create that level playing field with President Trump, and all things are good. But there's still plenty of great pre-owned and new cars at great prices, and we can help you with all of that. 214-787-1190. We get back my driving picks for the month of May here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. We'll be right back. You see Brandon's back. He lost his dad last week.
Oh, really?
Finance director here. Yeah.
It's sad days when those things happen. I hate death like that. I know for a lot of people, it's a good place for them to go if they're living right and did the right things in their life, following the Lord. Other people, not so much. But as far as what's left behind for the people, it's sad. You've lived with somebody for so long, had that relationship so long, and then it's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just hard to negotiate through that.
Yeah.
But that's what you got to hope for. Where are you going? There he goes. He's off and running again. He's off and running. All right. He's left me to my own devices. So here we go. Every Saturday morning here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, we do this broadcast. And of course, right now we're on a break on the radio, which is out of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. That's Talk Radio 1190. It's an AM dial, and it's an iHeartMedia network. So if you know some friends and neighbors that don't do social media and tune in at our live streams, you can say, hey, listen to them on the radio. They're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Check them out every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. And then if they live out of state somewhere or anywhere, they can download the iHeartMedia app, and then once they get the app up, they can search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. That's Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. And every Saturday morning, they can find us that way. And once they do that once or twice, it always just pops up that's what you're kind of used to looking at. All you got to do is just hit that and go right to it. Great way for people outside the Metroplex to hear the radio show. But if you have folk that part of the social media scenario, then they can go to the Automotive Edge Radio Show on Facebook. That's the Automotive Edge Radio Show on Facebook. Find us there, live streaming every Saturday, and the shows are archived. So if they missed it, they can go back and watch it, which sometimes a lot of people do if they're working on a Saturday or get tied up with something. Then they can just go back to the Automotive Edge Facebook page and click on the show and some previous shows. Then we have a sister Facebook page, which is called Shifting Gears. We're on there live, and then also LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, it's under Kurt Chase. That's KurtChase. And then YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/The Automotive Edge Radio Show, or you can go to youtube.com and then search The Automotive Edge Radio Show. And we're live streaming there simultaneously along with the Facebook pages and LinkedIn.
You think I can leave once in a while without you making a big deal of it?
No, I'm calling you out.
My gosh.
I'm going to believe the next segment.
You're like that old
that old lady across the street.
What was that movie with Michael Douglas?
I don't know, but I was thinking
and the crazy lady.
I was thinking about Bewitched, or one that had the lady across the street was
Total Obsession or something.
Oh no, that was what was that? That was I know what you're talking about though. It's not the right thing, but somebody will probably help us.
I kind of feel like that.
What about the lady that lived across the street from Bewitched? Was it Bewitched?
Mrs. Kravitz? Oh yeah.
Is that what you have? I'm more like her, don't you think? Always peeking through the window and ask what y'all doing. And
I love that show.
It was really a good fun show. Yeah. You can call me Mr. Kravitz.
You know, that was a show where her husband changed, but the show still stayed the same.
Well, she made it happen because she was so talented at it, and nice looking
Elizabeth
lady.
Montgomery.
Nice looking lady too. So
you're pretty.
Why wouldn't you not want to take
Good on the eyes.
And it was just a good, wholesome show. A lot of fun.
No, we don't, Ariana. Would you quit teasing?
What?
Ariana likes to tease us.
What did she tease us with?
She said we have somebody on the phone lines.
Here we go.
Okay, the pressure's on, Ariana. Can you pull it off?
I'm on my knees right now.
Ariana, can you pull it off? She's not responding.
Here we go. Here we go. Good morning, Melinda Chase.
And next week, I promise the music beds will be completely different. I've got all the music lined up, my 14 favorite songs, and we're rotating.
I could probably name them, most of them.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If you got a question about where to go, who to see, what to do, we want to help. We're here today live, Freeman Toyota, on the affordable side of the Metroplex, and people are everywhere. It's Toyota time. I'm telling you, there's not a better place. I've known Dane Miner for over 40 years, and he's got a heart for the industry. When you have a heart for it and a passion, then you're very successful. And it shows in all the salespeople, the temperature in the room. There's no stress. There's no anxiety. You don't have 20 salespeople all hawking the lot. When you pull up, they all run after you. It's a whole different thing. The best way to buy your Toyota is Freeman Toyota. Start online at freemantoyota.com, where you get more and pay nothing at freemantoyota.com. Joining us on the Automotive Edge hotline, we have Ralph Paul. Good morning, Ralph. How are you? Hello, Ralph.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, Ralph. Okay, well, let's just call Ralph. Let's go ahead and drop the line there. This is they're killing me. Let's see. Let's go to here you go. Let's just call
I have his number anyway.
All right. Let's keep rocking and rolling. You know, here at Toyota, if you're looking for a Tundra, I got to tell you, there's about 30 or 40 out here. My buddy Ralph will be bringing on. He has his. I had a buddy yesterday show up. He's taking possession of his Toyota Tundra. And then I've got another one coming out here next week. And I got to tell you, after I saw that orange Tundra, oh, my gosh, I'm not an orange guy, but I'd take that orange Tundra.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Are you there?
We got him.
Yes, sir.
All right. Morning. How are you?
Good, doing good. How's things over there at Freeman Toyota? I spent about an hour and a half over there yesterday with Amber showing me my new truck.
Well, I got to tell you, I spent the whole afternoon with Ralph. We drove the Grand Highlander. We drove the Tundra. we drove the Sequoia, and then we drove another Tundra. And Ralph, you got to tell them, what was the big difference in the Tundra between the two that you were driving?
Well, again, you really give people a lot of information. And the first Tundra I drove, I didn't really like. And you really educated me on tires. And I really didn't realize the difference.
Well, now hang on. Let me interrupt here. When we got back, Ralph goes, "My truck drives so much better. I just don't really like it."
Right. Exactly.
Okay, now pick up the pace there, Ralph.
Well, so, again, your listeners need to really listen to you as far as educating them and so forth. And, you kind of schooled me on the difference in the tires. So I drove a different vehicle with the different tires, and it was night and day difference. So, and then the truck I ended up getting, I wanted the tires from the original truck on there, which they accommodated me. And so anyways, it was a great experience, and I appreciate all your knowledge and wisdom. Very helpful.
Well, that's one thing about having Kurt, because you might have said, "Man, I don't like that Tundra," because and left because the tires weren't working for you, or the feel of that with those wheels. So once he said, "Hey, try this," then all of a sudden now, and you got one now, right?
Exactly.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm talking
Well,
about.
hey, I've got a load of rock and gravel. Can you go by and pick that up for me?
Yeah.
Well, this thing is pristine.
There you go.
No doubt about it. And he added the sliding tonneau cover to it.
Awesome.
Not the fold away, buddy. He got the roll away.
Well, that's Ralph Paul. What do you expect?
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about your CBD store in Keller. Go to your CBD store, Keller.com. This great opportunity for everybody to go by there and get a CBD basket for mom. The flowers are going to die. The cards are going to get tossed. But the CBD will change mom's life. Talk about the products and what we can do for mom, Ralph.
Absolutely. We have the bath bombs, collagen cream, massage oil. We've got a lot of different products that can help mom. And, our family, we use them all. And it's just, Mother's Day is this Sunday. So as you said, the flowers die and so forth. And, these are products that people can use and have health benefits from it. So we're pretty excited about it. We've got a sale going on all month this month, where if you buy two, you get one free. And if any listener calls in and puts an order in, we'll give them a free bath bomb for mom.
Well, I'm coming by. I need a basket. Do you have a basket there we can fill for Melinda?
Sure.
Beautiful. Well, I'll be by there.
Fill that sucker up.
We're going to fill it up. After my wife being with me for 32 years, she needs 5 baskets.
I was going to say she needs some extra baskets.
But Ralph, we live in a society now where everything is fast. It can't be fast enough. You have to think so quickly, and you got a couple of products. One is your brain boost to get you through the day, and then you have your seltzers to kind of take that anxiety and stress away from the day. Talk about both those.
Well, the seltzers, for example, are 0 sugar, 5 calories, and a lot of people that buy them as far as either they quit drinking alcohol or they're diabetic, and we sell a ton of it, and we have different levels of intensity. The brain boost is more about focus. We have a lot of people that work on computers and so forth, and keeps their head in the game as far as their brain doesn't wander. And I drink some of it before I play golf, and it helps my golf game in the sense that my brain doesn't wander on stupid things. So we've got a lot of great products, and I think there's a 4-pack Island Time in your refrigerator, by the way.
There's a 2-pack in there now.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you,
Okay.
we can split one, Melinda and I, and just sit back. We're on another series, Hell on Wheels.
Oh, that's a great series.
And we can split one and enjoy watching a couple of the episodes. But here's the thing. I've had a lot of issues with my back, and I got to tell you, I was laying more sod this week and trying to get that yard finished out, and I put your spray on before I got started. I waited a few minutes till it dried, and then I applied some cream on my lower back because I fractured a couple of vertebrae a little over a year ago, and I am getting through my yard work pain-free. And if it wasn't for the relationship that I met with James on several years ago, I would have not been able to do the art and probably paid someone to do it. So I'm thankful for the relationship I have with your CBD store in Keller.com, shipping free, that you guys get me through my day. And it doesn't mask it, it helps it. There's a lot of stuff you do that would just mask a situation. You've got products that are long-term helpers.
Exactly. You know, drugs have a tendency to focus on the symptoms where, you know, true CBD is really attacking the problem. And, you know, the drug companies want to keep on coming back. So they just want to kind of put a Band-Aid on it. And what we hope to do is cure people. You know, we're not making claims. However, the stories that we listen to every day is so exciting. And you guys have done your show out of our store, and you've seen firsthand some of the stories.
Well, isn't it something that's like divine intervention that we've been there and caught a couple of people there with extreme situations that you've helped with that had just been unbelievable. I still remember the family that brought their kid in that had severe issues, and you continued to give them the water solubles and a few things while we're there. And I was shocked at how it changed things. And I still remember the lady from North Carolina, her husband in the military, what your product did for their kiddos. Absolutely. I mean, that was a tearjerker. And then the pastor that married your daughter, his testimony will set you free.
Absolutely, absolutely. And 2 out of the 3 we still auto ship to. And we have an auto ship program. We ship out on the 15th and we give them 10% off. And we still ship to Virginia and to Grand Prairie every month.
There we go. The play is your CBD store, Keller.com. You want a great way to appreciate Mom? Get on the phone right now. Go to your CBD store, Keller.com. Talk to Ralph. Talk to Carol. Talk to Chrissy. Talk to Hannah. Talk to the folks there. And either get it shipped and tell Mom, hang on till Monday or Tuesday. We're going to get it here for you. Or stop by their location. Ralph, you're the best. Your product is definitely the best. USDA certified organic. It's changed my life, my wife, my kiddos, family members, and people I know. And we can't thank you and your company enough for what you do.
Hey, Ralph, can I borrow your truck this weekend?
1 minute till break.
I gotta move.
No.
I gotta move some. I gotta move some dirt.
Well, you know, it's pretty red, and you know, I know it's going to get dinged up a little bit down the road, but I'm going to try to prevent that as long as I possibly can.
Well, good
and
for
if
you.
anyone's dinging it, it will be you, not anybody else.
There you go.
All right, Ralph, I'll see you in a bit. I'm actually going to call you on my way home and have you put something together for me, and we'll see you soon. Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store, Keller.com. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Ralph. There we go. Okay, I'm leaving.
Oh, well, let's not say anything.
Well, I just thought I'd announce it before you got off on the tangent. Oh, I'm going to go take a nap. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. Will be clear. Oh, I love that song. Don Cornelius said he blew it. I know, you blew it. Ariana, are you there? Hello? Ariana? Okay. So when they're calling in, I know you can hear them, but can you hear me trying to connect with them? That is so weird. Wow, that is weird. Okay. We're going to be calling them direct then. We're going to hold off having them call in. I'm just going to have Bo. We have a system that we bought and seemed to be working pretty good. And we're just going to keep calling them directly until maybe one day next week we can figure it out. I got you. It's not for a lack of effort. We know that. So how did they come up with the name Ariana? Is that a family name? Huh. Well, there you go. My dad named me after a beat up dog in the alley. Yeah. He was coming home from he was courting my mom, and they were coming home from the movie house, and they heard this barking, and it was raining, and they went over and they picked up this little mom said it was a mangy little mutt, and Dad looked at the dog tag and it said Kurt, and she was pregnant with me, and so they named me Kurt. And I'm like, they've stuck that with me for all my life, that I was named after a beat up mangy dog in the alley. What are you laughing about, Bo? It's not funny. Ariana goes, I'm trying not to laugh, but it is kind of funny.
About the mangy
Yeah,
dog.
well, every one of my siblings, get this, are named after a family member, but me. And I'm the middle child, left-handed, and the only one with a dimple in my chin.
And the father was not listed on the birth certificate. Let's go there too.
Yeah, until my mom went and had it corrected.
Yeah, but we think, so there is a lot of
So
speculation.
you got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. But he keeps saying his mother loves him the most.
he does.
That's what I say. You keep saying that.
We can get her on the phone, ask her who number
Call
one
her. You may call her?
is. Yeah. You got her number?
Well, no, I don't.
Here, we'll bring Mom up. We'll bring Mom on the show.
right.
You think I'm playing around?
Ask her if she wants to come on for you.
No, we'll bring her up.
All right, one more minute till we're back from break.
All right, let's get her on the phone.
All right, let's go. Right here. All
Good luck getting her to answer the phone unless she got her hearing aids on.
Well, she will probably not want to answer my call. I call Ralph. Where'd that come from? Hold on.
Thanks, everybody, for joining, and for all the moms, happy Mother's Day. God bless each and every one of you. Moms are the cat's meow. Y'all are the dill and the pickle.
Dill
30
and
seconds till we're
everything.
back from break.
Dill and the pickle.
That's right, dill pickle.
The dill and the pickle.
Otherwise, it'd just be a pickle.
All right. Is it ringing? Calling?
Is it ringing?
I don't know. I don't hear it ringing. Oh, there it is.
There it is. We'll see if we can bring her on.
One ringy dingy. Two ringy dingy. Remember that?
Rowan and Martin laughing.
Oh,
The wireless customer you are calling is
Hang
not
up, hang up.
available.
Let's go live.
okay. We're live.
Don't live in
Well, they couldn't hear out there on the radio.
sunshine, gonna wash my blues away.
Go ahead.
Had sweet love, but I lost it. She got
Yeah, until I bring that up there, not live on the radio. I don't know what happened with it. It seemed to not.
214-787-1190 is the Automotive Ed Radio Show today, live. Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex, 183 and 821 blocks south here on Highway. Take the Highway 787-1190 is the Automotive Ed. What is that?
Me.
Oh, make the loop around, and we are on the east side of 820 and come out. The new Toyota 4Runner is here. The Grand Highlander is here, and the new 2025 Land Cruiser. I'm staring at one right here on the showroom floor. Plenty of inventory. Camry hybrids, Corollas. I'm telling you, it is a great time, especially to maximize the money on your trade. Go to freemantoyota.com. Another great sponsor of the radio show, the great folks over at Highly Acura, where your time is highly favored, highly appreciated, and highly respected. Right there at 820 and 35. See my buddy David Gomez. The new ADX is in stock and ready for delivery. So stop by. I always say it is luxury and sport all packaged up into one product. You get all the luxury features, great looking product, and it drives the way I like to drive, maybe the way you like to drive, because you can have several drive modes. I've got a need for speed, and when I can do it in luxury, no doubt about it. We're going to the big A, Acura, but the place is Highly Acura right there at 820 in Riverside, right at the corner of 35 and 820. My buddy David Gomez, you need to ask for him. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show. and enjoy checking out gas and electric. And you got the Integra, and you can get the Integra in a shaker. For you young people, that would be a manual transmission. And then my buddy Dean back in service, they roll out the red carpet the moment you pull up to make sure that your Acura service experience is second to none. The place, highlyacura.com. That's highlyacurafortworth.com.
Your mom just tried to call. Let's call her back real quick.
Okay, let's see if we can get her on here. Yeah, because we got some questions for her.
Yeah, a lot of
here
them.
on the Automotive Edge Radio
We got
show.
a lot of questions.
Hello.
Hello, Mom?
Hello.
Mom, are you there?
Yeah, who's talking?
This is your son, Kurt, and you're live on my radio show.
Oh, no, I hear somebody else's voice.
No, that's mine. So we're talking Happy Mother's Day weekend. I want you to tell you that and how much I love you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Well, let me ask you. Bo is a non-believer, but could you tell Bo and the listeners who your favorite child is?
Oh, absolutely. You were challenged.
There we go.
Well, she added your challenge. So, yeah, now we know why you're so special, because you were a challenge. And hello, Mama Chase. How are you? This is Bo.
Hello, Bo. How are you doing?
You sound great. It's been a long time since I've seen you, but I want to wish you a very, very happy Mother's Day as well. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend coming up on this Sunday. And okay, we know that he's probably prompted you to let him know that he's your favorite child, but I still question that.
Well, Mom, I tell him.
Think I would say anything else under the situation?
Yeah,
Mom, you don't have to
There
ruin
you
it. Let me
go.
enjoy the moment here.
Thank you for clearing that up.
But Mom, let me ask you, who was the son that always sent you flowers when you were in the dental business?
Oh, you do lots of things like that. That's why you're my favorite.
Yep. Came by, and then you and I went bowling, and I let you win.
Oh no, that never happened.
We're getting dirty now, right?
And my whole thing is, the big question the listeners want to know, Mom, is that once you've seen how the great son that I've become, after me, there would have been no reason for any more kids, right?
Yeah, but I had 3 more. What does that tell you?
I know, but if you would have known, you'd have had that crystal ball to see what a great son I would have been. That I've become, you wouldn't need any more kids.
1 minute till break.
Maybe I did know. That's why there's 3 more.
There you go. Beautiful story right there.
All right. Well, Mom, we got to go to break. I love you so very much. Happy Mother's Day. We'll see you later today, and we wish you nothing but a beautiful day.
Wait a minute, honey. I'm going with James somewhere.
All right.
Okay.
Call me.
I'll call you before we head that way.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Val.
Bye. See you, Mama.
The great matriarch of the Chase family, grandchild number 50-something, will be here next month.
Boy, it's still in question about you being the favorite son. Favorite
no
child.
question. No, there's not. Let's go to quick break. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. The great one, Big Will Bo Carver. He's joining us. Don't go away.
So I missed the Don Cornelius routine a while ago. Huh? I didn't hear the music. I turned it off so we don't get in trouble. But it's all good. How about this setup?
Yeah. You know, I bought this new Bowflex spring.
Working you out?
Buddy, I did 100 of them yesterday.
Oh, boy.
I'm doing sets of 25, and I got to tell you.
I'm surprised you're not walking around like this.
Wow.
It could be what's Rodney Dangerfield going back to college and do all that.
I'm fasting every day.
Good for you.
I fasted every day this week, and I only had dinner.
You look good.
And got to get the gut gone.
Get a better attitude, you'll be batting 100.
No, I take that back. Yesterday morning, I had a fantastic morning. I had breakfast with my grandson. He stayed the night.
Cool.
And we went to the donut shop. And
oh, boy.
He had to have a blue donut. There's only one donut shop that had it. And the lady gave him a small kolache with baby kolaches. And so he was done. He goes, I'm done. I said, okay, well, let's throw everything. He goes, Poppy, we can't throw this away. I said, well, you're full. And he goes, please eat it.
Oh, you
So I had to have kolache.
Oh, that ain't nothing.
No. So
Was it
anyway,
good?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Was it the same place you got the donuts we loved that day?
No, this place is even better.
Really?
Yeah. They have, so I'm told, like Krispy Kreme donut holes. They just melt in your mouth.
Well, where are they?
I know. I know.
You should have said, I'll give it to Bo when I see him after the class.
Well, it's always better that day.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, next day, they're just.
Well, it's not that bad. You could actually throw them in the microwave for just a couple seconds and it heats them up, and they're still not that bad.
Yeah. So.
That's what I usually do if I have any leftover donuts. But, there's some really good donut balls out there. They're not holes, remember?
That's right. Donut balls.
And that one you brought that day was phenomenal. And then
so I asked the one lady said, she goes, I'd like 2 dozen donut holes. And I went, I said, you can't eat a hole. And she said, what? I said, I'm always curious. Why do we call them donut holes? She goes, well, you're right. She goes, 2 dozen of the center of the donuts.
The center. She's afraid to call them the balls.
Oh, we're up there just joking and laughing. She goes, do you do this to everybody? I said, well, I got a buddy. We've been joking about it all the time. And we don't know why they call them donut holes, because there's no hole. You can't eat a hole.
Well, what does it look like?
There's nothing in the hole.
It's round.
It looks like a ball.
It looks like a little ball. So where did we come up? I'd like to know who said that it's a donut hole.
Yeah.
I'd like to know who actually.
It's the part that created the donut hole. So the lady told me. I said, why do we call it a donut hole? She goes, it's the part that created the hole. I went.
But you're not eating the hole. You're eating the ball.
I know.
The hole. What came out of the hole.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Well,
yeah, Mom sounds good.
She sounded really good.
88 years old, be 89 in July.
And still the
Over 50 grandkids.
Jury's still out on her favorite child.
Now, there's no jury out.
I'm gonna.
Hey, buddy, there's one trophy on my counter that I care about, and it's because I'm number one.
I'm
child.
sequestering the jury.
No, well, if you did sequester the other siblings, that always give you the same BS, but they're out.
Okay.
I am number one with my mom.
Number one.
That's right.
And got the name from a dog.
That's right. Beat up dog in the alley.
A beat up dog at that. Oh, she's a sweet lady, and I hope she has a great Mother's Day. And it's really
She's
cool.
got her Judge Judy picture up with the family in the bedroom.
Well, I became almost her favorite child that day.
Oh, you did.
When I presented her that Judge Judy autograph picture of Judge Judy to her, she freaked.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she still has it.
It's hanging on the wall with the family pictures.
Well, there you go. With the family picture.
Oh, yeah. Judy's part of the family.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, so a few people out there that were looking enough to get some of those.
Yep.
But it's all good. She's a sweet
So
lady.
did you ever meet her in person?
No, but I've had conversations with her several times, but never. I was supposed to go out and meet her. We were supposed to have a trip out to California because, that's the way I was going to be able to meet her. And I got sick and I couldn't go. I mean, I'm really sick, but it's one of those things that just didn't happen. But yeah.
You work for somebody you never met.
Well, my boss I never met either.
Really?
Yeah, I'll probably talk to him about maybe 3 times a year.
Wow.
And then he might contact me about once or twice a month, email wise. It's the greatest job I ever had.
Yeah, when the boss is away all the time.
Dude, it was one of the best jobs I ever had.
And look at the connections and the great friendship you gained from
Oh, that's the number one
Judge
part.
Gregory, Charbonnet.
The list is a mile long.
Curbo,
The judges I know, and now you know. And we're planning on doing a fundraising with Judge
Monk.
Charbonnet in June. So we're getting ready to do it.
What's the judge's name that he didn't get reelected down there in Burleson?
Judge Matt Hayes.
Matt Hayes. What a great guy.
Beautiful.
We went down to the Mexican restaurant and hung out with him. What a great guy.
Top of the line. A military guy. He was in the Marines. Inactive, I guess.
And he breeds special dogs.
They have dogs that are drug sniffing dogs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
They take them into schools because they get called.
Yeah.
That's their business. That's their job. They find things, and mainly in schools is where they go.
1 minute till we're back from break.
And boy,
What Ariana sounds like she's 15.
well, she
Sounds like a
sounds
little girl on the
she
microphone.
sounds very sweet, Ariana.
She does.
You have a very
Reminds
very
me of the way my daughter used to be.
refreshing voice. Used to be.
Yeah.
What is she sounding like now?
Oh,
Agitated?
every time the phone rings, my wallet starts moving. So,
Starts jumping in your pocket.
yeah. If she calls and says, "Hey, Dad," it's a good
That was it.
conversation. When she has DY, it's money.
30 seconds till we're back from break.
The
Well,
DY means EY, as in money.
yeah. Well, I have a little bit of that issue with my son, but he's off at college. He's doing really good. Occasionally, he'll hit me up for a couple bucks to go get some grub stuff. So I have no problem doing that. Help him out. Well, it's all good. You know,
Yep.
you got to help your kids. Nowadays, they need
She's
more help.
36.
Well, I didn't say when you're supposed to stop. Oh, well, I guess maybe that's another thing you should look at.
Classic Buick.
All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. All right, here we go. Getting ready to come back on the radio.
You know what? That is one of the greatest songs ever written.
Yes.
Hey, Memorial Day, we're making room for incoming vehicles. Shop Classic Memorial Day savings all month long. Only at Classic Arlington. That's classicarlington.com. Classicarlington.com. And they got it going on. I was talking to Jermaine Pearson, General Sales Manager, and I'm going, tell me some cool stuff that's going on right now over there at Classic Arlington. 0.9% APR on the Elevation. 0% for 60 months on all their EV models, 0.9% APR plus $3,000 purchase allowance on their Buicks. So if it's a GMC, we haven't seen discounts and APRs this low in years. With the Buicks, we've definitely not seen the discounts that they're giving now, that you can get the APR and 0.9 and up to $3,000 depending on the model in customer allowance. So it's all at one place. It's classicarlington.com, classicarlington.com. Or just head there, 20 in Collins, ask for Jermaine Pearson, and drive my 2025 top pick, the Buick Enclave. I can't say enough about it. You're going, man, oh man, did they knock it out of the park. You know what? When I go through vehicles, first thing I do is I go to the back seat and I sit down. I start picking these vehicles apart. I could not pick that vehicle apart. I just couldn't. There wasn't anything on that I went, don't like. They could have done better. Wish that I liked everything about it. 110%, which is above 100%, and I don't normally give that. And that's the Buick Enclave. And then it comes down to the great people Jermaine Pearson has working around him as general sales manager to make your shopping or buying experience fantastic. Last time we're there, a buddy of mine, a dentist up in Frisco, drove all the way down and picked up his new vehicle.
Sweet.
And then I stepped out on the patio and I'm talking to this guy and he goes, you know, you're the reason I'm here. I was listening to your show.
Awesome.
And had this beautiful bluish gray.
Yeah, we talked about
2,500, and I almost bought it. Remember, I was talking about. He bought it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it comes down to the people and their place and process. You get all that at Classic Buick GMC. My buddy Jermaine Pearson, classicarlington.com. So here's I went driving.
Were you not on your phone?
And I don't know. I guess I'm not.
You got to just kind of get back to it. You probably have the app. You probably have the app open.
Yeah.
Just click on.
Let's see here.
There we go.
Boom. There we go.
There we go.
I love to go out driving and picking cars apart. And it's so funny. I guess somebody, okay, do me right on this. Don't do me wrong. But you know what? I just tell it like it is. There's some products out there that are not welcome in my driveway.
Yeah.
But I do test drive them. But remember, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. Everybody's shaped different. longer legs, longer torso, big, small, skinny,
Short,
indifferent, whatever the
all
case
that.
may be. And so that's why I always tell people there's one product out there that everybody that drove it liked it, and I didn't, because of the blind spots. And because they were all under 6 foot, they found these vehicles absolutely incredible. For me, I found 2 blind spots, and it would have been a kicker for me buying the vehicle. It didn't make it a bad one, just made it where it wasn't going to work for me. And that's why I've always told you and preached, spend the time driving.
Vehicles. Yes.
Number 1, the 2025 Chevy Trax. Get it. This thing starts at $20,500, and you would not believe all these standard features and amenities that you're getting on a vehicle for $20,500. And they have different ones starting at, but get this, their top of the line, the Active, is $24,500. And so you have 30 miles per gallon combined, city and highway, a vehicle at 20 grand. You have the LS, the RS, the LT, the ZRS, and then the Active, which is their top of the line, at $24,500. Now, if you back up about, I think, 2 years ago, that Chevy Trax was ugly. I mean, it needed to be on the tracks headed down the road somewhere. Now, Chevy's taking that thing to a whole different level. Whoever the platform team was on the Chevy Trax ought to get a big kudos and award, because they built a good-looking vehicle, a lot of great features, a lot of standard safety features for $20,000. Go by and see one at Eldorado Chevy. Our buddy Jason Long will have one ready for you. That's EldoradoChevy.com, and take a look at the all-new Trax. Next, and we don't talk about this product line a whole lot, but I do get calls on it regularly. And it's the 2025 Subaru Forester with the hybrid model. And this thing gets 35 in the city, 34 on the highway. They start around $44,000. They're all-wheel drive, 2.5 dual overhead cam CVT, which is the continual variable transmission. A lot of people have a hard time with this when they drive it, and they don't feel those gears. They don't feel it going into gears. So the continual variable transmission is belt-driven. So the belt expands as it's going through the deal and contracts as it's going through the different gears. Oh, my gosh, is that thing going to pop? Well, we have not heard of the transmission belt breaking. I haven't heard one. I haven't. They may have, but in all my years when the CVT first came out, a lot of people were shied away going, there's no way I would drive a belt-driven transmission. I'm like, why? It's not like they just threw a belt in there and wrapped it around the gears hoping it was going to work.
A size 32.
Yeah. This thing's been around for a long, long time, and it doesn't bother me one way or another. You're waiting for it. It's kind of funny when you get up around that 55. You're waiting for it to, you know how you feel it going to overdrive.
Right.
And you don't have that.
Yeah.
And but it helps with fluidity, the transferring of the gears. I mean, there's a lot of great things about it that I like. And here's the thing. It's a different drive. It's like driving a Volvo that has its own entity and drive. Then you drive the Porsche. You don't get in a Porsche and go, wow, it drives light. You just don't. And when you get in and drive the Subaru Forester, you don't get in and go, wow, I drove a car just like that. So it's its own entity, a lot of great features, a lot of standard features, and one of the most loyal brand. 7.2 years of ownership average.
Art says that those CVT belts are made of stainless steel.
Depending on the manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
So you have some that are actually belt driven with steel in the belt. And so then there's 5 different type of products that are in the CVT. But yeah, there is a stainless steel belt. And here, it's just something you need to drive. If you want to drive the Subaru, my buddy Scott Merbeheiden over at in Grapevine, I can hook you up with him. Tony Human, who I've known for 30 years, is the GM. We get you to test drive the Forester. I like the hybrid, and I like the CVT. The next is one of my top 5 picks for 2025, and that's the Mazda CX-70. You have a V6 turbo, which here again, we all know Kurt has a need for speed. I like the power. I like the horsepower. You get everything, the ride and the handling out of the CX-70, and I hope Mazda sticks with this line of V6 availability. I was blown away when I got in that thing and I got on the highway. The ride was great. You didn't have all this road noise coming up through it. You didn't hear this turbo booming through the cabin. Everything about this design with the torque and the horsepower, absolutely love it. It's got a 3.3 inline six turbo. You have, when you fill up 490 miles, if something happens, you run out of gas, you got 26 miles to go on electric. And I got to tell you.
Boy, I need that because I'm always running low.
Yeah.
I always take, and I don't do it on purpose. There's a lot of times that, in fact, last week I got in from Jacksonville and I was on 0 when I pulled into the driveway. I didn't pay any attention.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I need that.
Yeah. I've never taken one down to run on electric. I need to do that.
That'd be a good idea.
I've never, with me, if my truck goes below a half tank truck,
I know you're that way.
Yeah, I don't. If I leave the house, it's a quarter of a tank, man. I don't care. I'm at the gas station. yeah, I don't.
I figure if I got a quarter tank, man, I got a lot of life, baby.
Ride, drive, handling. Go see Tommy Milton over at Eldorado Mazda. That's Tommy Milton at Eldorado Mazda. I'm telling you, drive the CX-70. A lot of these vehicles, they've gone to 4-cylinders and 4-cylinder turbos. There's 3-cylinder cars out there now. But I am a performance guy. And if you're that performance person, but you want the nice amenities, you want some luxury, you want almost 500 miles on a full tank of gas, the place, Eldorado Mazda, drive the CX-70. And here's the thing. Would it be really cool if you listeners, as you go out and you test drive all these, call us back and tell us what you think?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We'd love to hear your thoughts going, hey, Kurt, I didn't agree with you on this, or this is something I would have changed. We love feedback when you're out test driving cars here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. Let's
30 seconds to work.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the man, the myth, the legend, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
I want that on my next shirt. When you get me my shirt on the back, I want
the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. or yet, I want one of those big gold medallions that says Legend 2. Like we know who had that, right?
Wow.
Was that arrogant to the highest level? I mean, really?
And you wonder why you got taken off all the boards.
Yeah, surprised he even got.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me.
But he went to the place where all quarterbacks die. So
the other day I was watching a football show, and 3 of the quarterbacks on the show were all that went to the Cleveland Browns, didn't make it.
Well, there's been a lot of them.
Yep.
Over the years. Didn't Manziel go there too?
Yep.
Where'd he now?
Tampa Bay.
Manziel?
Oh, Manziel. No, he's out.
Yeah. Well, there's only, I think.
He's out in California. His beautiful model, soon-to-be bride, dumped him.
Oh, okay.
But, they say his family's rich.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
He ain't got to work. But he's out in California. What do you...
I saw where...
Texas guy, A&M guy, what are you doing in California?
Yeah, get out of there. But I find it interesting that I saw where Manning turned down like a $5 million contract to stay with Texas.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I know.
They said that Quinn Ewers, he left early in the draft, to go early, and they offered him a pretty, multi-million-dollar contract, and he didn't take it to go in the draft, and now he got drafted so low that his first year is going to be $500,000.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
But he left college with millions in the bank.
Well, he went to Ohio State out of high school, and they gave him $1 million, and I think that was the beginning of the NIL.
Yeah.
That was how it started.
Yeah, but he still made millions at Texas.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Think about that.
So it's like, what ambition?
I asked a guy the other day, and he is with the university, And I said, why would you not take away their scholarship and just let them live on that money? He said, they won't let us.
Crazy.
That's a sad day. Sad day. If
Well,
you
it's
pay
gonna,
that money, you get no scholarship. Go ahead
well,
and start paying.
I
for
saw
your
where
college.
A&M is planning on suing some of those guys that didn't honor their contracts. So imagine then that's going to get nasty. I just think, who came up with that? What is the NIL anyway?
It started out in Wackadoodaloo town.
Okay.
And so once they announced it, and Governor Wackadoodaloo said, well, we're going to go with the NCAA and we're going to create all these lawsuits on you're using their likeness and their images and you're making money. You need to start paying them, or we're going to stop all this.
All right.
Well, all the gamers, esports, and all the rest. Like, wait a minute here.
All right.
We don't want to do that. And
Correct.
so then everybody was like, wait a minute here. USC, UCLA, Stanford, all these colleges are going to get all the best players because they're paying them.
What
happened? It just swept the United States.
It's what's happening.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy that
1 minute till we're back from break.
It's going to be similar to the pro basketball, where they just stack the deck and as much as I like Luke, I was glad the Lakers got kicked out, because that's all they're trying to do, stacking up like an all-star team to have enough money to do that, and it's just it's horrible. I don't.
Well,
like
you know what? If you look at all the arrogance, I've never seen anything like it. Where
30 seconds till we're back from break.
I was watching some game in college football last year, and one of the players that was hurt was on the sideline, just soaked in gold and diamonds, walking up and down, massive diamond watch and ring and all this golden, walking up and down the sideline. I'm going, what happened to college football?
Yeah.
Or college sports.
Yeah, all period. Yeah.
And now I heard those guys on that round table are head fund managers talking about buying college teams. How does that happen? How would you do that? Well, I know there's a way to do it, or they wouldn't be talking about it.
Well, got enough money, they liable to do it, and then they'll be wearing, instead of their university such and such on their jersey, it'll be Nike or some company.
Yeah.
Crazy.
214-787-1190. Hello to the beautiful, wonderful love of my life, Melinda Chase. Happy Mother's Day weekend to you.
Is she spending time with you for that?
All those beautiful children.
Is she spending time with you for Mother's Day?
She should.
No. I'll pray for you, Melinda, and still.
I always joke
and still have a happy Mother's Day.
I made a comment the other day. I said, I let her carry 3 9-pound baby boys.
Yeah.
My mom goes, I'll slap you. But she had 11-pounder, almost 11.
Yeah, she go like, man, come on, dude.
Yeah. We're here today, Freeman Toyota, and let's talk about it. Payments as low. Get this, payments as low as $229 a month. How do you like me now? When you go to Freeman Toyota, the one thing that you'll hear him say is all the different ways you can save money. It says complimentary benefits, get more, pay nothing, only at Freeman Toyota. 7-year, 100,000-mile service contract on all new Toyotas and select used cars. How about that?
Fantastic.
3rd-year oil change and tire rotations on brand new models and select used. And here's the thing. You have your Toyota Care, which is 2 years. They're going to maintain the automobile. In fact, I brought mine up for the 18,000-mile checkup, my wife's car. They rotated the tires, topped off all the fluids, did the fluid add-ons, and put a new cabin air filter in there for me.
How about that?
And my bill was $0.
Sweet.
The place, freemantoyota.com. That's freemantoyota.com. Just take a look at all their specials and what they have going on here at Freeman Toyota. And you take a look. The all-new Land Cruiser is here. The RAV4 Hybrid. XSC in stock, the Camry Hybrid, which all Camrys are now hybrid in stock, full line of Tundras, the 4Runner, the Grand Highlander. I think they've got 2 left on the lot, which is in my top 5 picks for 2025. And I've known Dane Miner, I've said this before, over 40 years. I know his heart. I know BJ, Jerry Patterson, the staff here, and how things work. My brother retired from the Freeman Auto Group after 40 years. And there's
your nephew worked here for a while, right?
Yep. He was
in the used cars.
Well, he was in used cars, then he come over and did fleet and internet.
Okay.
and he'll be giving Mom her 50-something grandchild next month.
Wow. 50-something
Yeah,
grandkids.
50-something. I don't know how many there are. I don't even know half their names.
It'll be 100 before it's over.
Probably. I know, but take a break for a few years so we get to know each other.
Yeah, we don't can't even call them by. We call them by a number instead of a
That's
name.
right. But remember, you get more, you pay nothing. Only here at Freeman Toyota. There's no need to run around town trying to figure out where to go, who to see, what to do when it comes to your Toyota needs. It's FreemanToyota.com.
Melinda says Kurt's my favorite date.
Wow. Forever date. You read that wrong.
I was trying to get by one.
Wow. Thanks, Bo.
Oh.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I had a guy call me the other day, and he goes, "Hey, Kurt, I really don't wrap my brain around how you continue to talk about residuals. Residuals are only about leasing, and you keep telling people it has a lot to do with retail buying, and it doesn't." I'm like, "Explain yourself." And he went through this scenario. I said, okay, well, with all due respect, let me help you there. Residuals have everything to do with the value of a vehicle. The manufacturers set a residual, a percentage, let's say on the RAV4, 63% on 36 months. So they're saying at the end of 3 years, it will depreciate 37% based on cost. Okay. One of the best in the business. The RAV4, one of the best in the business. When you see these residuals well over 60%, and that's how they base their payment, that tells you those vehicles have good resale. And so I went down the list. I said, let's talk about the Toyota RAV4, the Honda CR-V, and I named off 6 vehicles. I said, these are the highest resale vehicles in the market. How did they get there? He said, because of quality. Exactly right. What else? Durability, 100%. What else? He said, I don't know. I said, cost of ownership. Well, that raises the value, and that raises the residuals. The higher the residual, the lower the payment, and that's why they are the top producers. Now let's look at the ones that have low residuals. And I gave him 5 vehicles. I said, so here's this product sitting next to a RAV4. MSRPs are almost identical. Okay. This one's $40,000. This one's $40,000. What do you think this one's worth at the end of 3 years versus this one at the end of 3 years? He said, I have no idea. So I get on a computer and I pull up the auction sites. It was $7,000 less. I said, let's look at another product. To be fair, pulled it up. It was $4,000 less. And I said, you know what? That's why they set the residuals. Now let's look at the lease program. On this lease program, to get the same payment that you're getting with Toyota, you have to put down $7,800 with the Toyota's TT&L. What does that tell you? He goes, wow. I said, now, when you go to trade that in, and it's not a lease, it's the same principle. Look at the Nissan Rogue. That Nissan Rogue, man, and then you go, oh, well, they're selling so many of them, that should hurt the resale. Absolutely not, because you got a great product, great resale. The vehicle is built well. The cost of ownership is low, and it makes it a very hot commodity, and people pay more for it. And I hear people all the time, well, I'd pay you this much more for that because it's a Toyota. And you line up 5 cars, and I always ask, which one do you think is the best built product? They always say the same thing. Why is that? Okay, well, here again, let's go back and take a look at residuals. They always have the highest resale value. The only product out there that does not have a consistent high residual that's always a great seller or what? Pickup trucks.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It doesn't matter if they get 50,000 off those trucks.
It doesn't matter if they roll in with 3 tires. They still get the high level.
You think about it. My brother, he owns a extinguisher company called Service Fire, and they do suppression system, fire extinguishers. And he's got a shop in Irving right there at 5th Street and Rogers. And he was talking to me about selling this old truck that had 200,000 miles on it. And I put, there's the man. I said, put it out there in the front with a for sale sign, cash only. He had 10 people stop.
For you, yeah.
I says, now put a car out there.
Nothing. Right.
So, to my point, trucks, and if you look, how many people advertise leasing a pickup truck?
Hardly ever. I've never.
Hardly ever. The only one that you'll see most, Toyota. If you look at every month, they have a Toyota Tundra lease program. Other than that, Ford, Chevy, and Dodge, you don't see lease programs on that. You see massive discounts, 13, 14, 15. At Grapevine Dodge, they had 20 grand off of 3/4 ton mega cabs. But you know what? If you brought in a diesel 3/4 ton mega cab, it's not going to kill the value.
No.
It's a whole different principle. Trucks is a segmented market, completely different from SUVs and cars. And so when I look at new vehicles and when I go out and I test drive the Chevy Trax and the Forester Hybrid and the CX-70, I go into the manager and go, hey, tell me about the residuals on these. I'm going, wow. So that it tells me a lot of what I want to know. It's not a I won't buy it because I buy sports cars that the residuals are not good at all. I don't like them, but I buy them right, and I buy certain colors and certain this and that to where I never lose money when I go to sell it. And usually when I sell it, they ain't got a bunch of miles on it. Anyway.
Yeah, true too, right?
Yeah, my last car I traded in had 1,900 miles on it. So look at residuals. And then here's the other key. When you're done looking at all that, go back to service and get a service menu. Well, that's going to tell you what the car is going to cost to service. And I looked at a sports car and I went, my gosh, I just love this car. And I almost bought it. And then I went back to service, and I have a friend that's a service advisor. And I said, hey, show me. And I was like, oh, geez Louise.
Like $500 for
I
an
had
oil
to give
change?
up a kidney for an oil change. And I went, nah. And even though the discount was massive,
right.
They had some factory money on it. He was giving me a ton of money for my trade-in.
You just,
my wife goes, what'd you do today? And I said, I was at this dealership. She was laughing.
1 minute till break.
You don't even have metal tags on your vehicle yet. But then I went back to service and I looked at the service menu, the cost of, I went, oh, no can do.
Well, that's what you're telling folks that they can do themselves.
And the residual was fantastic. I wouldn't have lost a ton of money when I drove off the lot. And I always have a truck to drive. And then I try, once in a while to have a little runabout.
Also, I want to tell
I look at residuals.
You can find out the residuals
30 seconds
too yourself, even though it's not a lease. Go and ask them.
Yeah.
Just like he's saying, ask what the service charges are going to be on the vehicle.
Cars that are north of 60% on 36 months are good cars.
Go to go. That's right.
214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
So we're going back to disco when you revamp? Is that what you got loaded up?
Yeah, I had to wait till Maddie get everything loaded up for me because I want them to start out the right thing. I don't want all the music. I want the words.
Right. Yeah, because we can't play the music on our social media sites. We should.
I talk to the people and they're like, "Yeah, you can because we pay the subscription, and their music better over 1 million songs."
Okay.
But it's got to be under
15 or 20 seconds, right?
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep. And if it's coming from the studio, which it is, we're not producing the music separate. We're okay. So I'm going to verify all that.
And we're not selling the music.
Right.
Not anything like that. But
they've got some of the biggest human beings working here at Freeman Toyota.
Yeah.
The one guy, the sales manager, he played in the NFL.
Right.
And you got Chance. I mean, he had guys, Haas. He played college football. You got two other guys here. They walk around going, if I need a bodyguard, I'm coming over here to Freeman.
That doesn't mean they're going to beat you up to buy a vehicle. They don't have to do that. It's just that they.
I say, talk to my friend.
They know where to work. Got some height with them too. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's too slim. I'd call him for basketball, but I wouldn't call him for bodyguard.
And he probably knows black. He's probably a black belt in karate.
That's right.
Judging the book by his cover, he'd probably get out there and do one of the.
What do you do on your time off? I'm a jiu-jitsu instructor. He used to work with my brother in Irving.
Was that right? That's cool.
It was a finance director there.
Well, it's cool to have people that that's here, that what kind of folk are here at Freeman Toyota.
Yep.
So We always try to help each and every one out there that know what to do and know before you go. And these are the kind of things we're telling you. And if you ever have any questions at all, if you're not going to the automotiveedge.com and then asking the question, either contact Kurt or do you want to leave a message? I don't know what to tell you. Now, Kurt won't say it, but if you call me on a Monday morning after to make a decision that you didn't have help with and you're not happy about it, I'm going to say, I told you so. Kurt won't do it, but I will. I'm not that kind of guy. I'll tell you. We've been telling you that over and over. So why would you go do something like that?
Well, they do it all the time, and I just had one yesterday. They called me and said, told me what they're looking for. I said, okay. And they told me what they wanted for their trade. I said, okay. I said, I think that's low. And got online, made 2 phone calls, and I found one a year newer with 6,000 less miles for 5,000 less.
How about that? There you go.
And $1,500 more for the trade. So $6,500 swing. A
well,
lot of money.
I don't know about y'all, but $6,500 takes me down the road pretty good way.
If I had $6,500 in my pocket, I'd be a happy camper.
No doubt. So just to know that that's what you can get
1
by.
minute till we're back from break.
But they say, well, because I'm not buying from your sponsor. Look, my sponsor is my first alternative always, but it doesn't mean that they always get the deal.
No.
I've got sponsors that don't carry what you're looking for, but we're still going to find it. I have people that call me for Subarus, Mercedes, BMW, Lexus, Volkswagen,
30 seconds.
Hyundai.
We're back from break.
And I make those phone calls. I got a buddy finally went down and picked up his new vehicle at Hiley Hyundai.
There you go.
They're not a sponsor of the show.
Correct.
But I know Jason Hiley.
Where to take them to get what they need.
I contacted him, and then I was having a problem getting a price on a BMW that Jason had on one of his lots. I called him. He goes, gave me the price. He went over and picked it up. And so we have the connections on any make or model. It doesn't matter.
It's true. Coming back off the break to radio.
Here we go. 15% below MSRP. $2,000 bonus cash plus employee pricing. Laramie Crew Cab, 17% below invoice. Ram 1500 Rebels Limited, 20% below invoice. 10,000 off Jeep Gladiators. 0 APR financing on Pacifica. And we can go on and on and on. The place, Grapevine Dodge. Totally redesigned. Brandon, Jimmy, Shane, all those guys up there, they have just got to be doing cartwheels with the fabulous dealership remodel that I've ever seen.
Oh, it's a gorgeous place.
They took this thing down to the concrete, redid everything.
Actually, they went below the concrete.
They did. They had a Ram jacket.
Yeah, they sure did.
And I got to tell you what, it is the most customer-friendly store that I've been in a long time as far as a total brand new remodel. It is state of the art. They have a little petition in the middle of the showroom to separate Jeep from the other products, which is part of their new setup. And you would figure, okay, Brandon spent all this money building a dealership. We're going to pay more. And if you look at the Grand Cherokee, everything is anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20% below. Well,
the concept makes more sense to,
or I'm sorry, 20% off MSRP, which is below employee pricing. 10,000 off Jeep Gladiator Mojaves. That's well below employee pricing. So
when you spend the kind of money that he did, you want to sell vehicles. You don't want to just hang on to them.
That's right.
So that you got to think the opposite of what people might say. Well, we're going to spend more because they did that. No, they got to sell.
Yeah.
And that's why you have these deals going on.
So when you get 17% below MSRP, 15% below MSRP, 20% on Rebels Limited and Tradesmen, you're going better than employee pricing, because here what Brandon has. Not only does he have a brand new, totally redesigned dealership, he gets this massive allocation from Stellantis. So everything on his lot, he's got to be gone to make room for what he's fixing to get to sell to you, the consumer, with these phenomenal discounts. I'm telling you, I wouldn't skip a beat. If you're in the Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram mood, you need to head to 121 of William D. Tate to Grapevine Dodge. I was there the other day, and it's kind of funny. The last 5 vehicles on the showroom floor, 4 of them I've delivered. Bought one of them myself.
And he's probably going to find another one here pretty soon.
Yeah, I want a red one.
I already know the one you want.
This was my 9th vehicle to get from Grapevine Dodge.
There you go.
8th, 9th, I don't know, something like that. So I've gotten.
I think you on all the dealers you've bought about 6, 7 cars, haven't you?
I bought 3 Challengers, 3 trucks.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 7. No, my son's car, 8.
And he's eyeballing a 9th.
Well, yeah, El Dorado loves me.
They do.
I've been around all the dealers. We've bought 5 Toyotas here from Freeman over the years. Boy, yeah, we've run the gamut. The family has. My daughter, no telling what she's going to get next. But I'm telling you, I haven't seen prices this low. I haven't seen APRs this low, all wrapped up at one dealership. And that's Grapevine Dodge. Go online to grapevinedodge.com. That's grapevinedodge.com. And just watch the scrolling banner come by and tell you what they're doing on these vehicles. No one in town's matching it. No games, no gimmicks. The place, grapevinedodge.com. And let Brandon and Jimmy and the guys know that you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and enjoy the red carpet shopping or buying treatment at grapevinedodge.com. Okay. Biggest changes for 2026. I was asked this the other day, what I thought was going to happen in 2026, and it's going to be hybrids. Electrification is just doing its thing, whatever that looks like. A lot of people are talking about, Tesla and Dodge and Doge and this, that, and the other. I think what he's done is absolutely fantastic, and it took somebody with some backbone to do what they're doing. What bothers me is it's amazing that people are upset that they're finding billions of dollars of fraud and waste, and people are upset about it. And the only ones that are upset are the ones that are getting kickbacks or paybacks or got their hands still in a cookie jar.
Or so agenda driven, they don't see the forest for the trees. So.
Yeah, they asked the one guy in the Senate meeting that they were talking about this transgender education for $2 million in Guatemala. Mm-hmm. And he goes, no comment.
Of course.
Well, what do you think about the education on transgender restrooms in some country no one knew it?
And that's us funding that. Us sending money for that.
And I'm going, you know why? Because you're as dirty as the rest of them.
Yep, exactly.
And so right now, Trump is standing up for America, whether you like him or not. If you don't like him, that's okay, but you should like what he's doing. There's some people that I just don't care to be around, but what they're doing is fantastic. They're like everybody underneath them is absolutely fantastic and killing it. I just don't care to be around that person, but I like what they're doing, and I love the results that they're producing. And that's the way I think people ought to look at when they're saving billions, not millions, billions, and it's going to turn into trillions. Yeah. You've got to be happy. The only thing is that you don't have enough Jesus in your heart. That's all I can say. You just don't have enough Jesus. So anyway, with that, electrification is doing okay. Tesla is coming out with some new products, and kudos to him. He is the impact leader in electrification. There's some others that are moving up the chain, but when he's doing on average, 37 to 40,000, nearest one to him, doing 6,000 or 7,000. That's a telltale sign. And once his new roadsters come out, some of these unbelievable sports cars, things are going to change. But the hybrid technology is really on the move. We haven't heard the word hybrid in many, many years used on so many vehicles. The hybrid technology was Prius. And that's all anybody knew was, wow, the Prius hybrid technology. What is? Well, it's a regenerative system. Blah, blah. People were fascinated with it. But when Prius came out, it was an ugly car. And then you had the Honda Insight. Honda jumped on after Prius. And they come out the Insight, and it was ugly. It had the sheet metal that came halfway down over the tires. I mean, it was just ugly. And when it came out, I was with Honda at the time. I'm like, oh, please don't do this to us. Don't do this. And they wanted to compete with Prius, but it went away because it was just ugly. And the Prius stuck around. Now they got a pretty decent looking rig. It's got different lines, different looks. It's still a compact vehicle, but people love it. The Prius sales are doing really, really well. Well, that technology has been a big movement. And it's been around for a very, very long time. So when you look at the manufacturers, now you're seeing 3-cylinder turbo hybrids, 4-cylinder turbo hybrids, 4-cylinder hybrids, V6 hybrids.
I know what a great vehicle for a graduate, because the upkeep for his gas and all that. I mean,
yeah.
Back when I had a Volkswagen, which back in the day, but look at all the cars that sucked up the gas that people had to buy for their kids or whatever.
Yep.
And now they've got these types of setups with these hybrids that they can go forever, in miles per gallon.
Yeah. When you one thing that I will tell you is that some of the hybrid technology is for torque and horsepower. Most of it is for fuel efficiency. But there are products out there that when you get in, you're going, oh my gosh, it's a hybrid. What kind of gas mileage? You go, wait a minute here. That's not much of a difference. But it's set up for the torque and the electrification in case something were to happen with the fuel. So check it out. I have some people that have called and gone, hey, Kurt, I don't get this hybrid technology. I mean, the gas mileage. Well, look at the difference between the horsepower and the torque on the hybrid system versus the fuel economy. So it's not one size fits all when you're talking about hybrid technology. But you'll see more and more hybrid technology coming down the pipeline, and I would think by 2028, better than 70% of the products out there are all going to be some form of hybrid technology, whether it's torque and horsepower or fuel efficiency. It's the way to go. It's less wear and tear.
1 minute till break.
The technology is just absolutely fantastic, and a lot of people, the resales are moving a lot towards the hybrid technology. I've seen some of them jump $2,700 when they go, yeah, I have a hybrid, bam. And the dealers are getting these in and they're gone as quick as they're trading for them.
There you go.
So that's my big whatever for 2025 going into 2026. And you'll see the changing of the automobile starting to come
30
mid-year.
seconds till break.
More availability on hybrid technology. Let's take a quick break. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Okay. Going down the road here on the Automotive Edge radio show today. Beautiful weekend we're going to have here in North Texas. I hope everybody else out there that's tuned in across the country that y'all have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful Mother's Day that you can celebrate without any weather issues or anything like that. And I've already told Purple Haze that she's not my mother.
I don't think I'd have done that.
Well, I'm going to pay the price.
Oh, yeah. Get a suplex or a body slam.
I caught her when she was down, though. She came back from the trip worn out, and I said, hey, I'm not your mother.
Did you whisper it?
No, but after it sinks in and I get home from the show today, it's going to light up.
Yeah, you open the door and she could be just sitting there just tapping the edge of the armchair.
Oh, it's going to be rocking.
Yeah.
She's going to be rocking in that chair.
We got a spare bedroom.
Going to be like, what was it? What was the movie? Back in the day, Alfred Hitchcock movie, Psycho.
Oh, yeah.
Now she's got a loving daughters that'll take.
How was her trip?
She thought it was great.
She was on the Jubilee.
She was on a Royal Caribbean. What was it?
Royal Caribbean. Wow.
Yeah, I can't remember what. She said the boat was very similar to the one we went on a year or so ago, and they had a good time. She kind of hinted she had a better time with them than she did with me, but she didn't quite spit it out quite that way. But I picked up on the attitude.
Well, she's a nurse and she wants some time off. Then she takes you on the cruise. You got to start nursing again.
Come on, my elbow. First night, we weren't barely out of port. Should have told me in the water and let me swim back to the port.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But it's all good. She had a good time, and she's got to go back to work tomorrow on Mother's Day, which is not too bad. And she's doing that because her daughter works with her. Did I tell you about that? Yeah, her youngest daughter, Sydney, the redhead one, with the babies. She works with her now.
Wow.
And so she wanted her to have the day off. So she's filling in for her.
Nice.
So I have to find a mother to go celebrate with. I'm gonna have a sign out front.
Well, go with me to see Mom.
When are you going?
Bring her favorite sandwich, chicken salad from Jason Deli.
Chicken salad. Have you ever had one?
Mm-hmm.
They good?
Yeah.
I have to try one.
Yep. Yeah, she likes Jason Deli with the chips and pickle.
Sounds good. Actually getting hungry now.
Yeah.
Jason Deli chicken salad. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, Mom's really simple. I asked her, I said, if you could have anything for Mother's Day, what do you want? And she goes, I don't need anything. I got too many clothes because we always bring her nice tops and stuff.
Right.
1 minute to
She don't want any of it. And she said, see family. See, I'm going to bring a sandwich.
Well, if she sees the family, that's going to be about a month ordeal. She rolls them in through to see her. What is it, like 50 plus?
That's just grandkids.
I know. Well, that's what I said.
When you add in all the in-laws and everybody, it's
and the
pushing
sons
70
and the daughters. Y'all should have started Mother's Day about a couple months ago.
I know.
30 seconds till we're back from break.
All right.
Kind of like we do birthday week for Melinda. I took her out to dinner every night. And then one night I said, we're done. She goes, no, I got one more night. You said birthday week. Okay.
Be careful what you throw out there.
Yep.
Well, she's deserving of that.
Oh.
She's married to you.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a feat.
So don't forget about my shirt. It's nice. It's just big.
What?
The shirt.
Your shirt.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The one I brought back to you today.
You and me for so long.
You know, I've never figured out why when you Google something, I guess people pay a lot of money to have their products on there. I don't know how they get it, but I'm sitting there and I'm Googling Ford and Kia pops up. I'm like,
I don't know how that works.
I don't either.
Yeah, I see a lot of that stuff too.
214-787-1190 is the number. We're here today live. One thing, Dane Miner, BJ, and Jerry for having us here at Freeman Toyota on the affordable side of the Metroplex, 1 block south of 183 here on 820. And that's where you get more and pay nothing. And there's no need to run around going from one Toyota store to another, try to figure out where you're going to get the best or forget all that.
Treated right and everything else all across the board.
Yeah, my brother retired from the Freeman Group after over 40 years employment here. And when you come in here, you see the same faces day in, day out. And there's a reason why. They enjoy working here. They enjoy coming to work and working for the right people, which transcends to you, the consumer, that you will be taken care of. And they do business the right way. Let's talk about another great sponsor, Grapevine Ford, home with a love it or leave it promise. You have the Bronco, the Escape, the Expedition, the Mach-E,
Explorer,
the best-selling pickup truck, the F-150 for 49 years and running. You have the Ford Explorer and one of the few left of the American Muscle Mustang. And Cameron's on the desk, and Cameron's on the desk. So you got two Camerons to go and see and let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. And they have Ford has extended employee pricing on all their products. So you get employee pricing, and that's a great thing. You don't have to haggle. And I'm telling you, these dealers are begging for trade-ins right now. They don't want to go to auction. The auction numbers are up. MMR is up, plus auction fees, plus transportation, Plus, they buy the insurance on there, like $100, $200 a car. So if it doesn't work out, they come and pick it up and take it back. I mean, there's a lot of cost. Then they've got to bring it over here and recondition it. So Grapevine Ford says we will show you the money with employee pricing and then great trade-in values, the best of both worlds. And they're the home of the love it or leave it promise. They have the 3-day guarantee, and you want a different color, maybe a bigger model, maybe a smaller model. Maybe you buy the Ford Escape and realize you need an Explorer. You bought an Expedition and you want a different color. They want to make sure that you're happy. The place, grapevine.ford.com. All right. I was asked the other day what I thought what a luxury car was, and I sent out a survey, and I got exactly what I thought I was going to get what a luxury car is.
Well, I know right now what you think, and I have seen a few. I've never driven one, but I know the Genesis line is top on your list.
Yep. And it wasn't on anybody else's.
Yeah.
Nobody thought Genesis
sure
was a luxury brand.
But they'll be shocked if they went and
Oh,
tested
Mike,
one.
you got to be kidding me. Have you driven the G90?
Yeah.
If you drive the G90 and say it's not luxury, then
you're a wackadoodle-doo.
I don't know what to tell you. But the same list came out: Rolls-Royce, Bentley, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Lincoln, Cadillac, Infiniti, Lexus, and Acura. Those are all luxury brands. There are no others. I went, wow, really? There's no other. Well, would you consider Porsche a luxury brand?
Yes, I would. As a matter of fact, I would think that they would fall in that category.
Huh.
Would you?
I don't know.
Well, I think of it more
luxury. I think
in my mind. See, I think of it as I was raised of a Porsche being a muscle car or a sports car.
Sports car. Yeah,
that's
100%.
So
that would be me. If you say define Porsche, I would say sports car.
Right. That's how I really feel.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a bad boy vehicle. So, but it's not a luxury. It's a sports car. That's how I would look at Porsche.
I mean, you get in it. You get into the car. I mean, there's some of the best leather you can put on a car. The amenities.
Yeah.
But for me, I wouldn't buy a Porsche to have a champagne and caviar dreams.
No, I agree.
The rest of these cars, but I would put Infiniti. I mean, some of these other makes and models, especially Genesis, right there. I mean, that Genesis is
that is homework.
It is a wow factor.
Yeah, I know you love that.
And it's going to continue to get better. They got new hybrid models coming out. They got a little electrification coming out, and the resale value on it is good. And I hope it gets better. That GV70, a buddy of mine went and picked his up, and he brought it by the house, and I was like, wow. The thing about it, though, is it's got a lot of buttons on it. I mean, that thing got a lot of buttons.
Well, you know, a lot of these vehicles nowadays have that.
Yeah. And so for me, when you get in a lot of these vehicles, there's lots of buttons, especially on BMW. And I like everything about the BMW. I had a 5 Series BMW, loved everything about that car, had no issues with that automobile. The service was pretty pricey, but even the BMW, I'm putting in a sports car.
Yeah.
I'm not putting BMW in luxury.
I look at
30 seconds.
I think that same way.
Yeah. There's some of these cars that I would definitely move to sports.
But you said
luxury.
Acura. But Acura's kind of in that sport level too.
It's a split. I think luxury and sport, and I always say that even in the commercials, you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you do.
Acura. All right, 214-787-1190. This 214-787-1190. What's going on with electrification? And then I've got a question for you. Do you get in a car with nobody driving to get to and from? Here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We watched a movie last night that was.
What do you say, brother?
How's it going?
Doing good. You? Where's your sister?
I like that jacket. Probably
he's always got these cool hats.
Look at that. That's a Toyota.
I know
jacket.
when he does dealer trades, he's just swindling them out of that. What it is? I know he is. Yeah, and you keep forgetting about me.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to bring it. Yeah, I like hats. I'm a hat guy. That's a good looking hat.
That's very nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Good job.
He's always studded out.
You give him the hat, and I'll take your jacket.
Yeah, he's studded.
That's all right. I'm good with that. But
okay, let's call Jason Long. You still got his number in the
I
phone?
do. I know his number. Oh, there it is. There's Ralph's truck.
Isn't that bad at the bone?
Oh, that's fantastic. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's the man. He happy? Seems happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger than his other truck, huh?
No.
Oh, it's not?
He said, can I get, you know what the length on every truck is, unless it's an extended bed?
No.
150 inches.
All of them are like that?
So he goes, my truck's 150 inches. That's much bigger. I said, no, it's not. And he goes, yeah, it is. So we got the tape measure, 150 inches.
There you go. Why would he argue with the guy that knows?
Well, everybody does. It ain't Ralph. It's everybody.
Let's see where it is.
I have got one guy here. You think you know everything. No, sir, I don't. I know enough to be dangerous. I know enough to save you a lot of money.
Well, sometimes that happens.
I tell people, you want someone to save you money, I'm your guy.
All right, see what we got here. I don't remember what his number was. Can you give that to me again? Just tell me.
Ain't no way I'm getting into an unmanned car to take someone anywhere.
Is that 85 the last number for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello, this is Leroy with the IRS, and we have some issues with a Jason Loring. Is he available to speak?
We need your social security number right up front, please.
Exactly, and a couple of credit cards if you
and
have
your
those.
banking routing numbers, please.
To verify.
I thought it was Amazon gift cards. I can't remember.
To verify who you are, please hit 1 if we say it's right. Correct us if it's wrong.
Are you available?
Oh, absolutely.
All
All
right.
right, we got about another minute on break, but we're live on the live feed with Jason Loring,
Yes, sir.
general sales manager, and he's in school now.
I'm in school.
He's
Yeah.
the new Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh
Back to
boy, that's
school.
yeah. I want to go to one of your classes.
Back to school.
Back
I'm
to
going to do
school.
the triple, I can't remember what it's called now. Triple gurney.
Yeah,
So, have you found any of it difficult or just new to learn?
None of it's difficult. I'll say that none of it's difficult. Now, is some of it tedious? Absolutely. Is any of it difficult? No, it's not. It's very good, very good. It's so much so that we're going to end up sending. I got Rusty on the list. He's going to be my next one to go. We got a pretty deep list of people to go.
When you
So,
say
are you
go,
going to NADA or Dealer Academy?
It's Dealer Academy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we go to Bo, you were asking go. Yeah, it's in McLean, Virginia, right outside of DC.
okay, and how long are you there for?
So I go a week every other month.
Oh wow! And how long is that going to last for?
It's a full year.
Oh wow, that's real school.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a real school. You
I
have
mean, the homework
you have
ain't
free
fun.
homework.
Yeah, I
No,
bet
the homework's not fun.
but you're getting in the good time of the year up there, that Virginia. You need to go check out.
Well, his bigger problem is he's got to go to school and run the dealership.
Oh yeah, well, you doing that by remote?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, you not much time to go around fooling around up there, huh?
Well, I'd
No,
get on the
not at
airplane
all.
and just start doing my homework. And I get to the dealership, and then you run in the dealership and go home. And
Yeah, but
boy.
this is Jason. He knows how to do all that. Look what he
Yeah, in the
does.
meantime, he's on his erector set or making saddles, and
Going out
Oh,
to
yeah.
the, you know.
you got to take a break and build something.
Did you happen to go?
Yep,
I know
absolutely.
you and Nikki like to go around different places. Did you go to the Titanic museum thing?
I did in Vegas.
Oh, you did it there.
Yeah.
I wanted to go.
Melinda and I went. We were fascinated with that setup.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when you got to the end
great.
and you looked at your ticket, did you make it? Did you survive or not survive?
Oh no, I didn't make it.
Oh.
No.
Where you had a carver that was actually on the
Yeah, I
ship.
can't remember, and it said, and I can't remember what I was. I think I was a crewman or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But I did not make it. I was some kind of crewman and didn't make it.
Yeah, Melinda and I made it.
But there was a.
But he's like the guy that pushed all the women out of the way and jumped in the boat.
Heck yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
You remember that guy on Titanic when he was the movie when he pushed all the kids and women out of the way and jumped in the boat?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and it was really sad because when you learn, they're saying that thing could have been prevented if it wasn't for ego.
Sure. Isn't that a lot of things, really?
You don't know whether that was true or not, but boy, oh boy, you sure get caught up in it when you're going through that thing. We did the one in Dallas up on Preston, and I didn't think I was going to like it walking through, but I was fascinated.
Yeah. Did they have that big old piece of hull hanging from the ceiling?
No, they didn't.
No. Okay.
No, it was, went through and it was all the different, it was amazing if you were in first class or second class or steward, shocking the difference of the amenities and where you slept versus three levels of steel bunks versus a bed.
Right.
We're about to come back on.
There we go. 214-787-1190 is the Automotive Ed Radio Show here today, live. Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex. My buddy Dane Miner, general manager, who's been a friend of mine for over 40 years. He's got it going on. Come on out and see us. If it's a Chevrolet, though, we have Jason Long, general sales manager, Eldorado Chevrolet. Big luncheon coming up Monday. Talk about the celebration and how you got there, Jason.
Absolutely. We're going to celebrate our 9th in a row, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. And I'll tell you, it's not just about selling cars. It's about servicing your customers, making sure that you have complete satisfaction with all of your customers' needs. And, it's not just selling, it's after the sale too, right? It doesn't just start with selling a car. It has to do with service, has to do with parts, has to do with everything that has to go on in the dealership. And we understand that, just selling the car isn't the end of the relationship. It continues on even with our service department. And we strive for that customer excellence all the way through. And so we've been able to achieve that through General Motors and Chevrolet. And they award a certain amount of dealers that every year. And I'll tell you, I don't know very many that have done it 9 times in a row. I can't think of any right now other than us. And so we're really, really proud of that. And we're going to celebrate it again on Monday. We have a little luncheon for everybody, including so you'll have mechanics sitting with salespeople and everything. It's a really cool opportunity for us to all get together and break a little bread.
Are you closed on Monday?
No, absolutely not. Okay. No.
Okay. I was just,
we're not crazy.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if that.
Yeah, and it's not just about the guys up front. Everybody in back, everybody participates. Because when you get that survey, you get it from sales and you get it from service, and it's got to be a real team effort from the time you say hello to congratulations to welcome to the service department. It's not a one and done. And your big thing is you don't want to sell one, you want to sell generations.
Correct. Yeah, we're not here to sell you just one car. We want to make sure that we have a place for you that you feel comfortable with sending your family, your friends. It's hard to explain. I guess there's a couple different thoughts in the car business, and one is just that people are numbered, and that's not what we're about, right? We want to form relationships, and again, we understand that just by buying a car doesn't end the relationship. You're going to have service needs. There may even arise a service problem, and we're here to help with those things. I wish the world was perfect and all vehicles were perfect, but unfortunately they're not. And problems may arise, and when they do, hey, we're here for you then too. So
why don't you take and run through the specials you have going on for the month of May there at Eldorado, buddy?
Absolutely. It's definitely a Silverado month. We're going to kick it off with $13,500 off of 2025 Crew Cab Silverados. Not to mention 0% is available. Guys, This is pre-COVID stuff. This is 2019 all over again.
Wow.
We've got the vehicles, we've got the discounts, and we've got the interest rates. You know, and if you don't necessarily need a full-size truck, how about a Colorado? One of my favorite trucks. I've had 5 of them now. I'm driving one now. I love my Colorado.
Well, we've seen them.
Jason has the one of a kind.
Well, we've seen them really decked out, and boy, they're bad to the bone like that.
Yep. And it's definitely time to buy one, because I didn't get this, but we're taking $5,000 off of those vehicles right now. And then if you don't need that, you need something that'll pull, you know, you need to use one for work, we're taking $6,000 off of our heavy duty 2025 Silverados. So a lot of great things going on right here at Eldorado Chevrolet. And it's not just all about trucks. We've got Tahoes, we've got Suburbans, we've got Traverses and Equinoxes. And if you've got your EV needs, we've got those covered too. We've got Equinox EV and Blazer EV, and you've got leases starting at $299 a month, $300 a month for a lease. You know, don't buy it, try it for a little while.
Sweet.
You know, and the other thing too, I was talking about in a few segments ago is how well the platform team did with the totally redesign of your tracks. I mean, you back up a couple years ago, that thing was definitely ugly. Wasn't on my let's check it out kind of thing. Now what they have done, that platform team needs an award all by themselves, because you got a product starting at 20 grand with the amount of amenities that you offer and safety features up to 24.5 for the top of the line. That is a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I know there's a lot of stuff out in the news and a lot of goofy things going on, but I'm not seeing it. It's still a great time to purchase a vehicle. You know, rates are still low, deals are still out there, and inventory is still available. So just come on by, check us out. Hey, you don't have to buy just because you come by. You can just come look at some of what we have to offer, figure out if we're the place you want to be at, and hopefully it all works out for both of us.
Yeah, tire kickers are welcome at Eldorado Chevrolet. And here's the thing, they're going to set a standard and a process that I promise if you leave Eldorado and you go out shopping, it's completely different, because Jason and I both know, I've been doing this a long time as well as Jason. We know not everybody walking through the front door is ready to buy, and you need to approach it that way, as you want them to have that star moment. So when they are ready to buy, there is no second guessing where they're coming back to buy their automobile, Jason.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, I want to thank you. I don't know if I should say this in front of Bo, but I thank you for my Willy Wonka golden ticket to the luncheon Monday. Bo, did you get yours?
I did, but my dog ate it.
You
didn't I
get
can't
it.
find the ticket.
You didn't get one. I checked the list.
I got it. My dog ate it. I got 5 dogs.
Did you put Bo on the list?
Hey, he's really
Yeah, I haven't made any of those lists, so I'm not surprised.
Jason's like, why did he ask me that question?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all
Well,
right.
I still love you, Jason, even though I don't get invited to nothing.
All right, Jason Long, General Sales Manager. You know, here's the thing: the whole time we're talking to Jason, you got to hear his heart, how he's wired, why he loves the industry, the sales team, Chevy Dealer of the Year, and it's about you, the consumer. Keep up the great work, buddy. We'll see you next week, and have a big selling day.
Absolutely. Thank you.
When's your next trip to Virginia?
June.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
in June.
All righty. Well, good luck.
So we get to
there.
bug him for the whole month of May. Plus,
Yeah.
we'll be there on the 31st for a live remote. So
Okay, cool.
you get to hear more of Jason. Have a big one, buddy.
Take care.
EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com. Over $13,500 off a Silverado. Crew Cab 2025. No games, no gimmicks. Just a brand new Chevy from 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, Eldorado Chevrolet in McKinney. All right, well, coming up, we kind of jumped the gun there. We're going to be talking about the electric cars and
we were talking
totally
about self-driving. Yeah.
Wow. And then we've got my list of the vehicles under $25,000 for moms and dads. The average used car is now $26,400. Think about that. Average used car price for a good used car. Not an okay car, not a car that's just going to get you by. A good quality used car, certified pre-owned.
And what that looks like.
$26,400 versus the list of cars I'm going to give you that are under $25,000. And also, would you or would you not get in the vehicle with no driver?
Well, today I
That's
came
gonna be
here and
entertaining.
let my vehicle do its own thing, and then I got pulled over.
You know, it's amazing. The numbers are going to blow you away how many people are doing it. I am
Watching too many of those commercials that do this thing like that.
Yeah. I wish they'd had that around in like 1980.
Oh yeah,
There are a lot of people we could have
arm
stuffed
around
one in.
and still had the bench seat. You mean?
Oh no! Well, there are a lot of people walked out of the nightclub that
needed
we
that,
could have
right.
shoved in that car.
Yeah, that probably would
Yeah.
have helped too.
And also, we've got the Q&A for the day. A lot of questions came in this week going, hey, and I answered all of them. But there are also questions that I want to answer to you, the consumer, because when somebody asks a question, you'll be surprised how many people have that aha moment to go, oh, wow, that's a great question. And so
we got some of those.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we've got that coming up. And then for all the moms, Bo will come over and mow your yard and wash your car.
Sure.
On Mother's Day. So let's go ahead and get the list going. Yeah. If you like your mow yard and your car wash for Mother's Day, Bo's your guy. Or your wife has to work, so you might as well be doing something constructive.
I'm going to bring that remote control mower out and set on their deck. Just let it go.
I saw one the other day.
Isn't that crazy? It's pretty impressive, though.
And he goes, buddy, I've already programmed it, and this thing's got sensors, kind of like a Roomba.
Right.
I was like, no way.
And
I am sitting there watching it, and when it got done, that was pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. So, you know.
I wouldn't do it. And when he told me how much it was, man, it ain't nothing cheap about it.
No, I'm sure it didn't. There's nothing cheap about it.
Well, I had electric, and I gave that to my son, and now I have the remote control.
You actually had an electric mower?
I didn't. He did.
Oh, okay.
And he gave it to his son.
Okay.
And then he bought this one. I went, that is unbelievable. He goes, yeah, I sit here in my lawn chair, get a kick out of watching this thing, just mow the yard.
That could be my next.
I guess it crosses over the sidewalk and does the easement.
I need to start saving for one of those.
With your property, this is for a yard. It ain't for
it doesn't
ain't
do
for
an
a forest.
Acre. It wouldn't do an acre, you don't think?
No. There may be one out there.
Run over some of my ducks.
Yeah, I don't think there's a self-driving Kubota out there, which you probably need. But I was impressed when he got done. That yard looked good.
It's impressive. I've seen them.
And it went around that tree. You know, he had all the landscape. I'm like, no way. He goes, check it out. And I was just fascinated with this thing.
So I guess the first time around you kind of control it, but then you can save what you did, and then it goes after it.
Yeah,
I saw one that went into.
There's nothing worse than me talking to an engineer about.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
But I seen one that goes into high grass and starts really mowing it down.
Oh yeah, he said he was telling me they have some out there that even has a bushwhacker.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that on TikTok.
Oh yeah, you can change out the parts and do heavy brush, and I'm like, you got to be kidding. He goes, yeah, you just stand back and
let it run.
You have to worry about snakes or creepy crawlers or nothing. This ain't bad bug winter and clean it up.
Ticks, fleas, all that.
Unbelievable. Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190 live today. Freeman Toyota, where you get more and pay nothing. Come see us. We'll be right back.
So I was get along here. Oh, there it is. It's back. See if it shows up on our screen. See if it goes black for a second. Had a little smidgen along, kind of a hiccup, but it seems to be okay. We still good out there? Can anybody tell me if we're still good out there? Let me know if we're good. We're good. But we were watching a movie, but it was basically a true documentary about Helen Reddy. And
really,
yeah, it's very good. You need to check it out. Can't believe all the number one. Yeah, she was phenomenal in the 70s with all the hits she had, but she was married to a pretty rough character.
Yeah,
kind of took a lot of her stuff, and it's a good movie though. You need to check it out. And how's the? Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that. We had a little glitch there for a second, but we came back. First time we've had that in a long time. I think Kurt over here sneezed or something. But those kind of stories are. You look at these people that have all this fame and all this stuff, and then they end up like just rough scenarios in the end. How's the Hell on Wheels going for you?
Wow.
Yeah, how's the Tweed? What's it? No, the what is he? The what's his? You calling me? Texting me? Well, thanks for being part of our show. We'd like to ask you to share our broadcast.
Yeah, that's
the Sneed.
I couldn't believe they killed the blonde.
I know.
His girlfriend.
I know. Shocking.
And when he fell in the river, I went, he ain't dead. And all of a sudden, the crazy dude come back. He reminds me of Lurch from the Addams Family.
Dude, that guy, he never dies. Dude. That guy is a problem. I mean, I don't know. I can only say.
I can't wait to see the guy with the little top hat going to get busted for helping the guy out. He gonna figure that out quick, and all hell is gonna break loose on that. No pun intended.
But you can see that,
Minute 30 before we're back.
Thank you. That's kind of the way it was back in the day. I mean, they were going west and building those train tracks and all that. That's the movie or the series is not what do you call
too far fetched?
No, it's what do you call it when it's something for true? It's not based on a true circumstance, but the issues are true.
Right.
Though all the things that happened are real circumstances that took place back in that day, and I loved it. I've seen it twice, and you might.
There's a lot of shows,
a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
A lot of series and a lot of
There's
episodes.
a bunch. Yeah, he just packed up, and what's his name just came back and showed up. The bad dude, Mr.
Sneed.
No.
Oh no, you're talking about the guy that kind of was running the.
Yeah, he went to jail. Now he's back out.
Yeah.
And trying to take over again.
Yeah,
the guy with the little top hat's feeding the money out of the safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that's coming to an end. I know it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
The way he just looks at people, you know.
30 seconds till we're back from break.
I told Melinda, say they just voted that guy one of the sexiest men alive. She's good looking. I looked at and went, well, that came out quick.
You talking about
Mr. Bohannon.
Cullen Bohannon. Yeah, I'd say he's, on that list, I would say.
I thought I was. I didn't even make the top 1 million.
Yeah. Well, they paid me to put you on the list, so you're good to go.
Yeah, I didn't even make it over 60, the top million.
Well, they're just not asking the right people. Ask Melinda. She'll tell you.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Classic Kia Carrollton. My buddy Jesse Hull, I got to spend. It was amazing. I went up there just to shoot the breeze with him for a little bit. And I was up there for 3 hours visiting with him. This is a class guy, and he runs a class operation. And that's what's so appealing to me. You may not buy the first time in or the second time in, but you know what? There's something about being around good people doing it the right way that just works. And we've had people with
great products.
Yeah, we've been sending mystery shoppers out for a long time. We pay them, so much money just to go, and then we have a survey we want them to fill out. And it's not a lot of money. Don't call me and go, hey, I want to jump on this, make a bunch of. No, we give them a few bucks, make sure their gas is taken care of. Then we meet together for a luncheon. And what transpired, and I got to tell you what, for all the mystery shoppers that have gone to Classic Kia Carrollton, not one had a complaint. Not one. They said they were informative, long test drive, so many great things. And I said, you know what? I've never considered a Kia, but now I got to tell you, when you have the longest warranty in the business and they have this, and this, especially the new Kia Sportage, I got to tell you, that thing is just off the hook. They really knocked that thing out of the park with their total redesign on it. You have the K5, you have the Kia Soul, you have the Telluride, the big bad boy, the Sorento. I mean, I go on and on and on. They have really gotten a great line of vehicles. The Carnival, which when I heard the name, I was laughing. I went, what did they do? Who names? And I'm trying to think what the van was called. It was called the Kia. Oh my gosh, I can see it. Anyway, they took the minivan and named it the Carnival, and I had to go out and take a look at it. So I had to erase the name and then get in it. And I was like, I spent a day in it driving. I went, I don't care what they call this.
Yeah.
They can call this the leapfrog. And they really hammered that, because when the Kia minivan first came out, it was not a good product. It just wasn't. And there was a lot of problems. I had two friends that bought them. They were in the shop all the time, and it was a tough old ride for them. And now that they've elevated themselves to a whole new level. And when you look at Kia and Hyundai, both owned by Kia Motors, they have moved the needle leaps and bounds, and they're continuing to do so. Across the board, they were up over 13% and continuing to grow. And service after the sale, second to none at Classic Kia Carrollton. My buddy Jesse Hull, managing partner of the dealership, and his staff, just go out and experience shopping. If you've never driven a Kia, stop out there and spend some time. And if it's electric, the EV6, the EV9, the Nero, they got you covered. Big incentives, great APRs, discounts like we haven't seen in a long time, and great people. That for me, it's amazing when I'm out shopping and I have people walk up, can I help you? Nope, don't need any help. Can I assist you? Most definitely. And then I start asking questions, and the I don't knows are killers for me. When you're selling that product and you don't know, it's a killer for me. And my wife will tell you, I'll find a reason just to walk away. You won't have that problem at Classic Kia Carrollton. They know their product. They want to get to know you, whether it's today, tomorrow, or next month. Go to ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. What was that?
I don't know.
That was a different kind of sound.
I thought I almost hit the deck.
Yeah. I was fixing to put you over my back.
Yeah, I know.
Let you take the first
Well,
shot.
yeah, you know about that.
Here we go. All right. Cars under $25,000. And I'm just going to run through the list because there's a bunch. So moms and dad, the average good quality used car, certified good clean car that's being financed is $26,244. That's a bunch of money. The Toyota Corolla, the Corolla Hybrid, the VW Jetta, the Sentra and the Kicks, and the Versa Nissan, the Chevy Trailblazer, the Hyundai Venue and Elantra, the Subaru Impreza, Chevy Trax, VW Taos, the Buick Envista. I'm telling you, that is for when you open up the door and you get inside that Envista for that price, that is a blowaway. It just blew me away when I got them going, wow, they pulled off a nice rig for $25,000. The Kia K4, the Celtis, and the Soul, the Mazda CX-30, Mazda 3, and the Honda Civic. I mean, that is a heck of a lineup of cars under $25,000. That's the sticker price. That's before you even negotiate it. That's the MSRP is under $25,000. So you can get discounts. Some of them have rebates, incentives. The APRs are dropping. Look at the mortgage rates. They're coming down. Look at the car rates. They're coming down. You got a bunch of zeros, 0.9, 1.9, 2.9, which, you know, people are, well, 2. Well, let's think about it. Back up a couple years ago, average interest rate was 7.9%. It's dropped 5+ points. And figure the average interest rate across the board right now is 5.75. On pre-owned, it's 6.75. And you've got these brand new vehicles under $25,000 with rates under 6%. Some with 0%, depending on whether you take the rebate or incentive. So you have a great lineup, and we can help you with that. If you go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Contact Kurt. I'm going to give you my top picks, your best buy for the money, and send you where you need to go. But I'd handle it like Christmas shopping. I would. And here, I want to announce this. My son has all the GoPro equipment, and we're going to be doing ride-alongs, and we're going to give you a better view inside and out of these vehicles. Plus, we're going to be interviewing the GMs and giving you a really good insight look at what they're all about. So when you show up to the dealership, you'll have the owner, the general manager, managing partner, GM to contact when you get there to make sure that experience goes exactly the way you tell it. So we got a whole lot more coming up for the show. My son is home today playing with all the GoPro equipment and how to set it up, connect it with the phone.
Awesome.
And me and Big Will's going to be doing some ride-alongs, giving you his opinion, my opinion, and then the overall outlook of the dealership with the general managers, general sales managers, some of the salespeople, why they're there, why they do what they do, and just kind of open up a different side of the automotive industry. So be sure to go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on the newsletter. It's free. It's coming out on Thursday. And then on the website, we're going to be posting all the videos with the ride-alongs and the interviews with the management and the staff of the different dealerships. And then you'll have a connection. All you got to do is get on your phone and pull up the video. Boom, I want to talk to this person. And we'll get you with the powers to be. And then they'll designate a salesperson because they're the final say-so on the numbers anyway. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Coming up, we've got a whole bunch of questions. I want to try to get to those. And then your opinion, would you get in a self-driving car? Self-driving car. Right now, Waymo, they're pumping these things in. The fully autonomous Jaguar I-Pace, they want to put into production, and the numbers are staggering to me. And then I wanted to go, how many people have been in an accident in that car? And I got the number. I was blown away. So when we give you the numbers versus this, are you taking that chance? And we'll let you know what the listeners say here coming up on the Automotive Edge radio show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Let's take a break, introduce you to some great sponsors. Don't go away because we'll be right back.
So this is a comment coming from YouTube. This is Robert Bollas. How would you say that? Bolas? I listen to y'all every Saturday. I told someone that has had a car issue and needs to listen to your show and reach out to you two for advice. Well, thank you, Robert. We appreciate that. And that's on YouTube. He's tuned into that. And a lot of people
help me to get away.
A lot of people don't do social media, like Facebook or Instagram, things like that, but they can follow us on YouTube. And that comment came from Robert on YouTube. So be sure and let them know that if they don't do any like Facebook or Instagram or stuff like that they can go to youtube.com/the Automotive Edge radio show. You got to put radio show in there to get the right spot. And Robert, thank you for that comment. It's what we're here for. And I'm glad you're listening to us every Saturday morning. So how about that? Appreciate that. So there's a lot of people sometimes we don't hear from that do listen or watch our show. And it's nice to hear and see when, we get those kind of compliments. So thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
I wonder if I'm allergic to you. My mom says I rub my nose a lot on the radio show. And I don't ever do when I'm not. But you know what?
I'm your penance, so it wouldn't surprise me that you don't have.
I was talking to a buddy of mine.
That you don't end up with an oily discharge.
He said, when people's noses itch the most?
When
they're in handcuffs.
Oh, really? Because they can't itch?
And he's a police officer. He goes, you wouldn't believe how many people are leaning up against that window, rubbing their nose.
Because they can't. Well, it's the same way when you got to go to the bathroom, and you're out and about. And I got to go really bad now because no place to stop or go. It's like when you can't is when it really hits you. So I could see that being in handcuffs. All of a sudden your nose starts itching. You can't do nothing about it.
Mom goes, you sure scratch your nose a lot when you're on air. I said, maybe I'm allergic to Bo.
He's got a big nose too. Sucking up a lot of air.
And I use my nose trimmer every week.
Yeah. I still can't find one that's really that great.
I found one that is really good.
And
it doesn't jerk it.
Doesn't tear your nose up. Like some of them have. I've gotten some that, boy, it's like more my weed eating. and it hurts.
Yeah,
So
I
where
got a
did you
friend.
get
He
that?
bought me a really nice one from Neiman Marcus,
Oh,
and I
it's
thought it
out of
ripped.
my, out of
I
my
put it in my nose. I thought it ripped out every hair that
Oh,
I
one of
had.
those?
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I thought my nose was bleeding.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't
I sent it back and bought and exchanged it for some cologne.
it?
And I bought one
You'd
for
rather
like,
smell good than look good?
yeah. I found one for $29, and it takes a AAA battery, and this thing's the bomb.
Well, there you go. Well, you know, I
Who would have thought? I never thought in life I'd have to worry about nose hairs.
can you send me with that one? What you
Yeah.
got? Because I'm looking for one that.
Oh my golly! Of all the things in life I'm concerned about, I never thought it'd be ear hair and nose hair.
But no top hair.
No top hair. Yeah,
When I
my
hear it from Purple Haze, you go like, you didn't get that hair, did you? Where? You know, that one that's hanging out your nose 4 inches.
yeah my
Somehow I missed that one.
Pam cut my hair the other day. I said, "Could you just slow down? Just pretend you're cutting a lot of hair."
Like Floyd the barber
She
used
goes,
to
"Kurt,
do.
you got plenty of hair." I said, "I love you too. Just slow down a little bit."
Take it easy on me.
Yeah, I mean, she can cut my hair in 5 minutes.
Well, she probably slows down so she can get that extra bit. Well, Purple Haze goes to her. She loves the way she cuts her hair.
Yep.
And does a great job.
She's been cutting hair for almost 40 years.
Wow.
I remember when she won the Avante Gar many years ago.
And it was over what? What'd she do?
A hairstyle, and she did my brother's hair, and his head looked like a leopard.
Oh, wow.
With all the spots and colors. And there was another guy, Harry Fackler, and she did this really bouffant mullet-looking thing, and she won every category.
How about that? Well,
We were over at Confetti's nightclub, and they had it. It was pretty wild.
Well, as many haircuts as I had, I can tell you right now that somebody that's good, you definitely want to keep going because I've had some pretty rough haircuts along the way.
Yeah.
And it's terrible when that happens.
You know, I don't think he ever wrote a bad song.
No. And another one that had a miserable end.
You know who's playing the guitar in this, don't you?
Yeah, Van Halen.
Right, Eddie Van Halen.
Their words are really clear, so beat it.
Ooh. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let's talk about Infiniti. Up to $4,000 off 2025 Infiniti QX80. They're brand new flagship automobile. And if you're looking for one of the top SUVs in the marketplace, the 2025 QX80 Infiniti is the bomb. You can get 2.9% financing, 1.9% financing on the QX60, 2.9% on the QX50 or QX55. They've got, I mean, every time you turn around, there's conquest money, there's discount money, and they'll always make sure if you come in for service, you got a loaner vehicle. 5-time Carfax top-rated dealer. There's a whole lot going on at Crest Infiniti. Stop in and see them right there at the Tollway and 121. You got Crest Cadillac, Crest Infiniti, Crest Volvo. Right in the center, you have the Infiniti dealership. And I don't know how much nicer you can ask for when it comes to an SUV than the QX80. I got in it and I drove it. You got 3 different trim levels, and I couldn't pick it apart. I mean, that is a land yacht. You want to drive
That's what my brother drives.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, they knocked it out of the park, and the whole Q line. And you know what? Then it's got to be about what are the benefits of buying? Well, the benefits of buying, who you're buying from, how the transaction goes, and then service after the sale. And you get all 3 at Crest Infiniti. So
is that CrestInfinityTX.com?
No, just CrestInfinity.com.
You didn't. You had
Global award winner.
Global
Mike
award.
Brosen, managing partner. He's got all 3 dealerships there. But I had a guy the other day. He says, well, give me your top 4 top line SUVs, and he went out and drove it, and holy cow! He said they didn't have what I want. I said, order one. Just get in line and order one. Design it the way you want it.
That's definitely luxury, isn't it?
Who?
I
don't know that there's anything nicer they could do to that vehicle. The all-new QX80. Enjoy the drive at crestinfinity.com. That's crestinfinity.com. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show. All right. Get this. How many people do you think got in an unmanned car in 2024?
In America?
Now, this is between San Francisco, Phoenix, LA, and Austin. How many drives did people take in an unmanned car?
I'm going to say 2,500.
4 million. Oh. Little shy there, buddy.
Oh,
4 million drives in an unmanned car.
Oh, holy smackle. I can't believe that.
That's a lot.
Oh, that's a lot. I am stunned by that.
They're expecting.
How many accidents along the way? Did they report that?
Yep. So how many accidents do you think they've had so far? Well, they've called them.
Do we do it in percentages?
Situations.
Do we do percentages? Or are we?
Just give me a total out of 4
million. I'm going to say 500,000.
500,000? No.
Not that many?
4,000.
Wrecks? Accidents?
Well, situations is what they call
Oh, okay.
Well,
I would expect it more than
3,979 incidents.
Well, I figure it's an accident just in getting one. So they should raise that up.
So you remember a couple of years ago, we did the survey and said, if a car pulls up and one has a driver, an Uber driver, and the other one is a unmanned Uber, which one are you getting in? It was 75%. I'm getting in with the driver, and the other 25% said, "Well, if I'm inebriated, I don't care," or they thought it was kind of a cool factor. Let's check it out. And you swipe your driver's license or your voice activate it with "Get me to whatever address," and the vehicle gets you there.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel's aunt really didn't like that. Remember when
that was outstanding?
She went berserk getting in that vehicle without a driver.
Yeah, but they had they had that thing all planned out. I mean, the voice that was coming over.
Well, they had it going on, but she hated it no matter what it was.
I wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't either.
I mean, if it was a tank,
maybe.
Yeah. But just jumping in a car, an unmanned driver with me not having the ability to hit the brakes or stop it, no. I'm not going to do it because I'm not concerned about the car. I'm concerned about the other cars.
Well, I'm concerned about it getting hacked. I mean, it's like all of a sudden you're doing all right, but then all of a sudden this train's coming, and all of a sudden it goes like, "Hey, I like trains."
Yeah. What was that movie where
the Teslas went after the guy? Yeah, that was a great movie about that.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid was in that, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
And it was like something like the end of the world or some kind of something. And they got out there, and all these
cars kept piling
up on them.
Well, they showed up in I think it was Seattle, where they all wound up in one place, and they had to call wreckers and get them all out because the software went haywire, whatever the case may be. But to your point, what was amazing is they just found out. I was listening. What's the old governor's name in Texas? Governor Perry.
Okay.
He said they were buying all these transformers from China.
Oh, wow.
And building them. They took and somebody goes, something's not right here. They took the transformer apart and found software in the transformers that China could have taken at any time and changed things in these transformers.
Well, if people don't believe.
And you think about that. Yeah. And they've tapped into the Pentagon?
Well, they tapped into the automobile business here, 8 months ago, and destroyed so much crap there. That was the biggest headache on the planet.
You and I jump in a car and we're going to go to Sherman, and we wound up in, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and the car's doors won't open and it won't stop.
No, or in the lake. Oh, I missed the
Yeah.
wrong turn. You're in a lake.
We're heading down a boat ramp.
You can't get the windows open or nothing. You're just stuck drowning.
Yeah.
I believe if there was no possibility of a glitch, I'm probably okay. But I've been living long enough to see all the glitches that's happened with a lot of different things and that people wouldn't think could have caused, like the Pentagon or what they did with the automobiles with that. What was that called again? That where they hacked into that. What was it called? The
What?
cars. When the few months ago when they hacked into.
Oh yeah, when it hacked
what was
into
that
the
called?
system. Yes.
You know what I mean? It was they took over everybody's data, and you see that all the time.
Well, they shut the dealers down.
Yeah, they shut the dealers down, and if you think that that's not a possibility, you might start researching some of these calamities that's happened with computers or being taken over by an outsider.
I was writing some stuff down about, if you think about it, they said Waymo is providing more than 250,000 paid passenger trips each week. Each week in San Francisco, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Austin, after more than 4 million paid trips in 2024. It's adding to Atlanta, Miami, and Washington. They're taking 2,000 Jaguar I-Pace and putting them all over. So I'm sitting there doing all this research. I got my laptop, right, and I got the TV on, and I'm just sitting there working, and sometimes I digress. And guess what movie's on?
That movie?
iRobot.
iRobot. Well, there you go.
And I'm going, wow, this just got weird.
Yeah.
Here I am doing all this stuff, and all of a sudden the robots, they go from the blue lights to the red lights, become bad, and look what happened. I'm going, this just got a little weird.
How many times do you get notifications like, well, we've had a little problem with
so let me ask you, would you go into a restaurant that was totally automated?
No, I don't like that at all.
You don't?
No. I used to kind of like Taco Bell.
What's your favorite burger place?
Wow, that's
just pick one.
I would say LSA Burger's pretty good.
Okay, so you go into LA Burgers and it becomes fully automated. You quit eating at LA Burgers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, me too.
1 minute till.
I don't do that.
I'm out.
I'm done. I don't even like it when they don't have a menu and you got to scan the thing.
I won't do that.
I don't do that either. So maybe
I literally gotten up and walked out going, hey, do you have a
menu?
Do you have a menu? Well, no. Have a great day.
Yeah.
You're leaving? Yeah. What do I owe you for the iced tea? I won't do it.
I used to kind of like Taco Bell. The last time I went in, they got these several big, huge kiosks. I'm going like, dude, I got to do all this for you guys.
And you're not getting a better price.
Not getting nothing. I mean, you're lucky to get the right order.
Now I get Walmart. If you go to Walmart, 99% is you check out yourself, but they got great prices all the time.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
But not what I'm going to eat or order something like that.
No, not at all. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. We'll get things wrapped up with Q&A here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. We'll be right back.
Art says the hair that was once on top of your head is now coming out your nose. And ears. You forgot that. It's the ears, too. Yeah. Keeping us straight here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show for sure. That's cool to get that YouTube comment. That's what we're after. Thank you. Trying to help people, turning people on. And if we could ask you to share the broadcast, if you're on the social media Facebook page, there's a little left and you're with us. There's a little white arrow at the top left-hand corner. If you click out of that, hit the button, then you see us still, but it's in your kind of on a timeline. If you hit share, and it'll ask you to share again. You hit that, then it'll go to all your timeline, and people can see what we're doing to help them. And we're just here to try to do that. And the more people know about what we can do, the better that we can save them time, money, effort, headache, and all the things that they run into when it comes to automotive needs. We're just here to try to help. So by helping us, you're going to help them. and we appreciate that. Always have a good group of people that are willing to do that. As I go back and look at a lot of the posts that I see that I'm friends with, I see that they're sharing the show, and I appreciate that. It's very nice. So when can I expect my shirts?
Coming. I need.
Are they coming from? Are they on the ship out there coming?
No, they're
coming in. I'm waiting to be tariffed released.
I need to tell Ty to put that on the man, the myth, the legend on the back of that.
That'd be fun.
That'd be great.
They get me a big bling bling on the front. Legend 2.
You know what? I saw where Shador walks out to the Browns training facility and walks out and he goes, I need a moment. And I'm going to just watch. I had.
You saw it? You seen it?
I had to turn it off.
He said, I need a moment.
Yeah, he starts to walk out and then he stops and it starts this dramatic
showboating.
I'm like, no, it was just weird.
Well, he's weird.
Well,
that showed
I don't
up.
Get that whole deal. All the bling bling and running your mouth, and then he had those Armani boxes, whatever they were. All these gifts for everybody. I mean, they said, who knows? They said he spent $1 million on the party. Nobody really knows.
Right.
And started handing out all these gift boxes. Thanks everybody for being here. He didn't even go in the drive till the very end.
Lucky he got there.
And you know what? I don't ill wish anybody, but sometimes, just shut your mouth and go prove yourself.
Well,
I mean, there's no humbling in that.
No.
Standard family. And they showed. Let's see. You have Shador and then the other one.
Yeah, he's still in college though.
No.
He came out too.
Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh, okay.
They picked him up, and man, I was watching him.
Okay.
He's a defensive back,
right?
And looked really, really good out there. They showed him, they didn't show him talking or.
So
nothing.
he was the
you
calm
see him run
one
over and grab his helmet, and he's hustling around the field and
like a regular dude would do.
Yeah, his brother. I'm going just shut your mouth. And that's what got Manziel in the trouble. Him and his big mouth and the whole thing with this.
I don't predict it.
And he couldn't put up when it comes.
Well, I don't think I think Shakur is the second coming of Manziel. I think you're going to see the same Shador. I mean, you're going to see the same outcome of that, I believe. And what better way to have that outcome than in Cleveland?
Cool.
Pretty crazy.
I remember what was the name? Last name was Brady. Came out of Michigan. I think he bombed. I mean, I go right down the list.
There's a bunch of them.
I mean, the last one that did well was Bernie Kosar.
Yeah. Then the Cowboys ended up with him.
And now they got a quarterback they still owe $180 million to, and he's not going to be around even half the next season.
No.
Deshaun.
Yeah, Watson.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Want to thank the folks here at Freeman Toyota for having us out. BJ, Jerry, and Dane Miner, general manager, and all the great folks here. It's Toyota time. I'm telling you, they got, I think, just about everything in stock from the all-new, totally redesigned Toyota 4Runner, the new Land Cruiser, plenty of Tundras and Tacomas, Grand Highlander. I think they've got a couple, but the rest of the inventory is pretty healthy out here. And if not, they'll get it for you. The place, FreemanToyota.com. All right, let's hit a few questions. We only got a few minutes here. It says, hey, Kurt, how long are the tariffs going to affect the car sales? They're not affecting them right now. They're not.
So the question was how long, but the problem is it's not even happening. So that's kind of a.
You do have a few that are not coming. Your Volvo, Porsche, Mercedes, BMW. They're not playing along right now. They will. The United Kingdom just said, hey, we want to play.
Yep, saw that. India
put a deal together, and they're going to start understanding you'd rather have something than nothing. And so far they've been so dadgum greedy.
Yep.
And just taking advantage of weak presidents. And it's amazing as they go back and they show all these videotapes of Obama and Biden and
Bush,
all of them going, we're going to do this. And they didn't do anything. They jumped in office and became a member of the Boys and Girls Club of D.C. and did nothing. And especially the last president we had, he did absolutely nothing when he was awake.
And chewed America economy to
just
pieces.
terrible. So anyway, they're going to play along. You're going to see some higher prices on the pre-owned market for like your Volvo, your BMW, your Mercedes, your Porsche, because they're not coming over. So you will see that. But the rest of the products, when you look around and look at, the CEO of Lithia, Du Bois, he was talking the other day. He goes, "We're fine." You go around and talk to all these big auto groups. They're like, "We're okay right now." They're going to have to play. They're going to want to get rid of their products. They're not going to want to keep them on boats riding around on the and especially, get this, when you got the 26 models about 4 months out.
There you go.
They're going to have to do something, so I'm not concerned with it. What used cars are going to be the highest price? The same ones, the ones that we can't get across seas. Are there any good lease programs that would work for my off-to-college student that you've been talking about? Burleson Nissan's one of them. Freeman Toyota is another one. Or you can get payments, in the low 200s. And it's a great thing to do. You put your kid on the lease with you, because mostly if they're going off to college, they're 18 years old. You're getting their credit established. They're going off to college in a brand new car. It's under warranty. You can do a one pay. So let's say you put aside $10,000, $12,000 and you want to buy a car for that. You're buying a problematic car 9 times out of 10 for that kind of money. You can take that money and do a one pay the whole lease up front, which they'll give you a better money factor. So it's going to be less than if you just paid month to month on the lease. And they're in a brand new car with a warranty. Any dealer will work on it, that brand, and make sure your college students getting point A to point B versus paying for college and repairs. And I get the calls all the time, and I get them from all over. I got some from LSU, Oklahoma State, University of Arkansas going, "Hey, here's what they're saying wrong with my kid's car." And then I get involved, and some of it is, and they're going, "Oh my gosh, what do I do? I bought that car just a month ago. I can't help you with that. Let's find the best place that's going to save you the most amount of money to repair it." Okay. When you look at a car, what makes you just walk away from it and not buy it? Lies. Lies. When people tell me the car has never been in a wreck, and I was sharing it with Bo earlier, the guy let me have it and told me I didn't know what I was talking about and said a few things that were totally inappropriate. I left, and this is the third time it's happened. He talked to his son. He said, "You're not going to believe this idiot came out to the house and tried to tell us that the side of the car had been painted." He goes, "Well, he's not an idiot, Dad. You and Mom were out of the country, and I wrecked the car, and I had it done, and I didn't want to say anything." And by the time he called me back, I was already checked out. You're not going to talk to me that way. I mean, I get it going, "Okay, look, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Have a good day." But when the language comes out, I'm out. I check out. And the wife kept calling me going, "Hey, no, you didn't curse me out. Your husband did. I saw the damage on the car, and I walked away from it." The other thing, too, is when we start really picking a car apart and we see that car has been underwater, I'm walking away. I did see a car the other day that was a total repaint, and the quality of the work was bad, but the car was solid. And so I'm not walking away, but I'm not going to put a bunch of money into that vehicle. So it's a mixture of things. If you've had body work and body damage and you hand me the paperwork and it shows what's been done, and most body shops are now doing a lifetime warranty, you're okay. Hey, with that, we'll get to the rest of this coming up in next week's show. Do you know where we're going to be next week, Bo?
We're going to be somewhere.
Wow, I sent you the list.
We're going to be at Crest?
No. Wow.
I know. I glanced at it. I'm lucky to find where I came today.
Okay, so I'm going to see if Bo remembers the.
I got it right here. Don't tell me.
Where are we going to be?
I got it right here. We're going to be at Freeman Grapevine Ford next Saturday. Did I get that right?
Are we?
That's what it says. Grapevine Ford next Saturday. Don't miss out on that great show.
Hey, get with your mom. Happy Mother's Day. Remember, turn off those electronics, get reconnected. Tell that person you love them. Put all the bad stuff aside. Life's too short. Love on your mother. Pick up the phone, call her, go by, massage her feet, whatever you need to do, because it's Mom. God bless. Have a great weekend. Remember, for all your automotive needs, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Contact Kurt. Leave me your name and number, and let's connect. Bo?
Happy Mother's Day, everybody out there. A great show today, and we'll see y'all next Saturday at 8 a.m. here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show.
Take care.